Anybody else still tired?
Yeah.
Seriously? He knows we're supposed to be working right now, right?
Will, wake up.
Will.
Will.
Buck nasty.
Green bean casserole. What?
Green bean casserole.
You're
We're
about
live?
2 days too late with that green bean.
Oh man,
It's time to get to work, man.
Coma. This is ATNP, all things nerd.
What's up, Nerd Kingdom? I forgot I was starting. What's up?
What's up, guys?
All right, I am one of your hosts, Jeremy.
I'm Will.
I'm Brandon.
Hi, Brandon.
What's up?
So,
Had my
Thanks
coffee
for
yet.
leaving me out.
hi, Brad.
Today, Junior.
For some reason, I thought Brandon was starting it off. I don't know why, and I was just like,
We take turns around
"Are
here.
you gonna
in
start,
Nerd
Brandon?
Kingdom.
Are you gonna start? Are you gonna start? Oh, I guess I'm starting.
So, hope
we-
everybody had a
Not-
great Thanksgiving.
Not
Yes,
fun.
happy Thanksgiving again, guys. Hope it was great.
We're officially in Christmas season, so all you that want to do all your Christmas songs and stuff, it is now acceptable.
Yes, tune into 98.5, 93.3, wherever local stations you listen to for your enjoyable Christmas music
I
and
won't.
carols.
No, I won't be doing that.
Well, I already started. So it is what it is.
So we're getting close to Christmas. It's obviously a lot colder now than it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we already got snow a month ago.
Yeah. So, since it's we're starting to get snow and it's getting colder, I want to know what is your guys' favorite winter activity?
Winter
In
activity
snow.
in the snow.
Well, I mean, there's only really one. I mean, no, there's a couple. I could think of a couple, but the one I'm thinking of is always, the adventure type, the adrenaline rush is sledding. I mean,
I was thinking I could drink beer in the wintertime, so I figured that's good, right? Drink beer that's in the snow?
you're not lonely anymore, Jeremy.
No, I don't think I was ever that lonely.
Yeah, dude, you're not that lonely, but
It
still.
was a joke.
like,
It was a joke. Come on now.
Alcoholism at its finest.
Oh.
Maybe we got to take this beer segment out of here.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, we're not taking the beer segment out. All right.
No, my favorite is to stay inside where it's warm because I hate snow.
Oh my gosh, you guys are.
Okay, well,
Bums.
I'll tell you my real thing I enjoy
Really
doing
hates
in the
snow.
snow.
Yeah, I mean-
maybe not so much anymore,
Right.
but when I was a kid, I would always go out and snowboard. That was my big thing. I love sledding too.
Well, you
But-
also skateboarded when
Yeah.
when during the summer, so
So
that makes sense that you.
I remember
wanted to
after
snowboard.
school when it would snow, I would run home and say my dad would have to pick me up in like an hour. I'd be like, okay, I got 45 minutes. I can go down the hill real quick or down the street and snowboard for a half hour and then get back and change so I'm ready for him when he picks me up. So
Well,
that was
do you go snowboarding like at like any like
Yikes.
major slopes?
I mean, I've been to Perfect North before, like one time, but that was a long, long time ago, and I didn't do any like big hills or anything. I just kind of stayed on the smaller hill.
Yeah.
'Cause
There was
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I haven't sledded very much since, I've grown up. I guess I haven't lived in Neverland,
You know,
but
oh God, maybe for next year would be hilarious is if we did it did a group thing where all of us went tubing or something and videotaped it
yeah,
or
that'd be
recorded it
great.
or whatever.
That'd be great. But yeah, I mean, I literally kid you not. I mean, we used to go sledding somewhere in this park up in Fairfield, and they had like a little like end slope where like you could get
Like a
some
jump?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a jump where you can get some air time. And I kid you not. I mean, there were times where, man, I felt like when you watch Heavyweights, when he pulls into like that sixth gear and he just
Oh,
flies
yeah.
over. That's like just think of Will on a sled and just like
Just taking
woo!
off.
That's
Right.
funny.
Will,
The
do you-
eyes are big
or
and
Will.
everything else.
Brandon, do you remember at right behind? Well, it might have been later on when you were in high school and stuff, but that hill in Vine Street, going down to Vine Street Park.
Where the wall is
I think, but yeah, I think so. Where that wall is, kind of by the pavilion.
goes
There's
right
a-
into the basketball court.
Yeah, like farther down, there's
Yeah.
a little slope, and or they called it Dead Man's Ditch. And
Yeah.
oh my, it was
Yeah.
like this dip. Like there was
A
like
lot of people got
like a
messed
grate there or
up.
whatever for like rain and stuff. And when it would snow, like that would get covered up. So when, like basically a built-in huge ramp. And the myth was people have died going off of that. So that was like the story that St. Bernard would always tell everyone, like, yeah, that's why we call it Dead Man's Ditch, because someone died hitting it one year.
Oh,
no
man.
idea if that was true or not. But
A lot of people got messed up doing it, though.
Did you go down it?
oh yeah,
Oh, okay. So you
I've
overcame
done it.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It
There you go.
was scary.
There's a hill, like we all do routes, but in like Westchester, that giant hill up there on Union Center when you're going towards like Beckett Ridge or whatever.
Yeah, because the cops every year when it snows, they sit there and make sure people don't go down it.
Exactly. So when I was a kid, like a teenager, my older brother, I kid you not, he went snowboarding down there one night and he broke his nose because it's not a flat surface. It's rigid and it's so bad, dude. His nose was like broken in like 3 different places. It was so bad.
See, you can't get hurt like that if you stay inside where it's warm with some beer or hot chocolate and watch TV.
Yeah, that's what I did the other day.
It's
I had
horrible.
Kim and
the
the baby were asleep, and I made a hot chocolate with peppermint schnapps and watched
I saw
a movie.
That, yeah, I was
God,
kind of
great.
jealous.
It was great. Gosh,
I'd rather be outside.
Nope, not when there's snow out.
Mm-hmm. I don't have to. I don't like driving in it, but I don't mind being
No,
out in it.
I hate snow. Everything.
A couple
about
layers here and there, and then I like to have that kind of fun. But
No.
I know, and also at Christmas, I mean, I know what I want. Have you guys thought about what you want for Christmas? What your fiance, your wife?
it. No,
I already know what I'm getting. Or at least one thing I'm getting.
Well, that's not fair. You're supposed to ask for things, not
Well, I was told that I can't get it
You're
yet.
not in the Christmas spirit.
I already know what it is too.
Actually, remember that conversation we
Is
had
it that
back?
Instant
It's
Pot that
it's-
she got from
I don't
the
want to
Star Wars video game.
Yeah, it's the Fallen Order.
Oh, okay.
So now I remember that calls back to when I was talking about Halo and like
Yeah.
what the last episode or
I
episode
don't know.
before
We were
that.
talking about it a couple episodes.
I remember
ago.
now
We brought it up.
why I rented Halo instead of getting it, because I knew I was getting it for Christmas, so I didn't want to buy it. So I rented it because I didn't want to wait to beat it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So-
But are you going to rent?
No,
The Fallen-
no, I'm going to
okay.
wait until. So I have not
Yeah.
played it yet, and I am avoiding everything possible on the internet about it because I've heard it's like the best Star Wars game out there, and the story is phenomenal apparently, and it's like 15 hours of gameplay or something to get through. I don't know. It seems awesome, so I can't wait to. I don't want to spoil it for myself.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I want a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of board games on my list, of course. And gestures, yeah, I mean, of course, Jeremy, those are perfect too. But other than that, I mean, yeah, there's this one game I specifically want called Planet. It's by Blue Orange Games, and it's literally you are making a planet of your own, and you're trying to see if certain habitat or certain animals can sustain life on your planet.
I think you told me about this.
Yeah, I played
Sounds
a
really
Gen.
cool.
Yeah, I played a Gen Con last year, or not last year, but in August.
Yeah, this past summer.
Yeah, and I kid you not, it was so good. Like it's a drafting game where these pieces are magnets, and you put them onto your planet, and each round you go through, and there's a couple animals, and we'll see who has the most that can sustain, that environment for that animal and their planet. And you'll literally take that animal and you score points from it. It's a really good game. Like, it's very easy to teach, but I would say like intro level, maybe intro medium has some drafting and some tile placement, even though they're magnets. But great game. I'm excited for that. Hopefully I get that for Christmas. If not, I'll buy it by myself. So, and then yeah, I mean, I don't think I want any video games, nothing like that of that nature. Yeah, I'm pretty boring.
Yeah.
Just board games.
I got nothing.
Maybe some
Everything
clothes.
that I could want, I just want to buy myself. I'm not really a Christmassy person. Never have been, and I hate asking people for things. So
Yeah.
I don't have a Christmas list, and I never do.
Yeah.
I would much rather. Plus, everything that I do want, they're not cheap
Yeah.
because it's stuff for my that I would want for my TMNT collection. So even if I was gonna ask for stuff for Christmas, I wouldn't ask for these things anyways.
Right, but then they can group up and get you the one big gift if they like.
I'd rather do it myself.
Yeah, I know it's
I don't.
hard.
I don't like getting gifts. I don't like asking for stuff. And like I said, I'm not a Christmas. I've never been a Christmassy person. So at
Brandon's
least
a Scrooge.
The
I'm
Grinch.
not, because I don't try to ruin everybody else's good time.
That's
That's
fair.
true, yeah.
That's fair.
I
do.
Me personally, I just don't care about it.
Right.
Yeah, I always hate it. Like I hate everyone asks me, "What do you want? What do you want?" I'm like,
I want
honestly,
you to stop asking me what I want.
I have everything I need, but the things that I want are like too
myself.
expensive. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to ask you to buy me, a $60 video game unless you're like a family member, like close family, I guess. But for the most part, everything I want a new house, I want a new car, I want a new computer or whatever. It's like too expensive. Like you're not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I always ask for like gift cards or something like that. I'm like, perfect example, like, her family, they're, what do we get them? What do we get them? I'm like, a gift card to GameStop, because I'm always going to need a controller or a new controller because mine break, and I can always add that together to make more,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, I'm always the kind of guy that likes socks and underwear because I hate paying for it.
That's true.
Everybody goes, "Oh, that's not a Christmas gift," especially my mom. Like, I'm like, no, because I don't want to spend $20 on 4 pair of underwear.
Exactly,
or
yeah.
like
The things you need.
Right? Yeah.
Like, I'll get use out of it.
Yeah.
Like you saw
major
how
use.
happy we all were when we got your socks for the wedding.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
I was like
hyped.
I'm
still
yeah.
hyped. I mean, those
I'm
things
actually
are
really-
a
I
shrine.
I'm upset because I can't find one. Like I only have one of them, and I'm like,
He's already lost a sock to the
where
abyss.
are they, dude? That's how this house is, man. Either the dog ate it, or it's lost in a laundry basket somewhere.
Everybody loses socks, but
Yeah.
you can't lose like those kind of graphic socks because
No, I'll find
like,
it.
yeah,
I'll find it.
I hope so.
Yeah, I will.
That was like the best gift, man. I was like, that was like literally Christmas to me. I was like,
Right.
I don't want anything else. I was like happy enough to wear those, man. If not, we'll throw that picture on Nerd Kingdom definitely and show you, like, and we'll ask you, Nerd Kingdom, can you guess Jeremy's, Brandon, and myself, and what socks are whose?
Okay, yeah.
I think that would be awesome. That'd be a little fun game.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
And if anybody does get it right after we post
Well,
it,
mine and yours is going to be pretty easy. Yours might be a little bit more
that's true.
difficult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
But mine and Jeremy's will be easy to pick
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, I got a question for you guys. So, if money were no issue, and you could escape the cold and the snow, where would you want to go?
I'd want to go back to Hawaii
Well, that's an easy answer for you.
or
'cause
Australia.
You're just there.
Yeah, dude, that was the best trip ever. It was warm. In October, and it never got lower than 70 degrees.
Yeah.
and you said no money's an issue.
Yeah,
I mean, oh man, that's like super tough. But
because you got to think too. Like you're trying. This is to escape the cold and snow, so
Yeah.
you got to go somewhere closer to the equator.
yeah. I always, dude. I wanted to always. I mean, Australia would be epic.
See, that would work out too, because
Yeah.
if it's cold and snowy here,
Yeah, it's hot.
It's hot there.
Yeah,
because
it's summertime
winter here
there.
is summer there.
Yeah.
So that's
that would be a great place. I mean, like no money involved, dude. I would.
Oh,
dude, I
I'd
could do
take 3
so
weeks to a
much.
month and just go tour the entire place. That
Ex-
is my biggest dream vacation.
Exactly.
Plus, what if Parkway's touring?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And hands like houses and
Yeah.
yeah.
All
In
those
Heart's
good
Wake,
all
thy
those
art is
Australian
murder.
bands.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, you sold
could-
me. Australia it
yeah.
is.
Well, I'm glad we're all going.
We're all going.
That's an easy question.
All right.
Oh, right.
You want to move on to birthdays, Will?
Yeah.
Get this
Let's
started.
move it on. Woo woo!
Go
It's
ahead.
your birthday. Just kidding.
First one I got on here. There's a couple names he goes by. I don't know how you'll know him by, but a John Moxley or Dean Ambrose.
The lunatic fringe.
Yeah.
See, actually, when I read that in the doc, I was like, John Moxley, who's that? And I'm like, oh, Dean Ambrose. Okay,
Yeah.
I know who Dean Ambrose is.
That December 7th is his birthday. 34. He's from right here in our backyard, Cincinnati. He's a professional wrestler in All Elite Wrestling now. He's a former WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion, Tag Team Champion, and Money in the Bank winner. And fun fact, me and our buddy Kenny and his brother used to go watch him wrestle in like HWA, Heartland Wrestling Association, when we were in like junior high and stuff. like you paid like $1 or $2 to get in the door, and it was like a little warehouse before he made it big. We used to watch him wrestle.
That's awesome because he's a local native. Like he's from the east side.
Amelia, I think he's from Amelia or Batavia.
Was that like Kenny saying the story like he like spit on somebody at one point or something? Or?
I don't know if that was him, but that's the kind of stuff that used to happen.
He flipped Kenny off or something at one point. I remember like Kenny and Chuck saying something about
something like that. Yeah, I don't remember. I know he used to do like he was that guy. He's that guy now in AEW who just does crazy stuff just because.
Yeah.
He used to be in I think it's CZW, which is basically death matches.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's already had one death match in All Elite Wrestling and then he's had an unsanctioned match. Like every big match he's had has been like hardcore. Like he just did a match with Kenny Omega, and there was like barbed wire tables and all there was a broom with barbed wire on it, and like I mean they were getting messed up.
Yeah. I would, and I know maybe that would be for a future episode, but. Dude, that stuff is legit. Yeah. And, like, I don't know if you heard of this podcast, but, guys, I want to spit them out. Check out Bastard Sermon, their latest episode.
Their latest episode was
hilarious. And they just, like, what he was talking about.
They had a local guy who was a deathmatch wrestler.
Whoops. Sorry, guys. Whoops.
Yeah, but they like.
And it was,
I kid you not. He was talking about how he like puts his leg to a flame. We don't want to spoil it. Definitely check it out.
Yeah, their latest episode is one of the best episodes of any podcast I've ever listened to.
Yeah, it was a great episode. But good for them. And I think we'll be doing like a nice little switcheroo.
Yeah, beginning of the year, sort of maybe.
Hint.
Yeah, kind of around.
We'll have to get in with them sometime.
Yeah. I guess I'll do the next one.
Yeah, you can.
All right, we got Bob Barker. Everyone knows who Bob Barker is, right?
Come on down. I don't care if you're 60, 50, 40, 30. If you're 20, 10, in your teens, look him up. Greatest man alive.
I liked when he played golf with Happy.
That's right. He wasn't Happy Gilmore.
Anyways, his birthday's December 7th. Or whoops, wrong one. Sorry, December 12th. I was reading the wrong line. Dang it. I'm sorry. This writing is really small. December 12th, and he is 96. Was long. What
a long life.
Yeah,
like,
very long.
He's still alive and kicking, man. So good.
Yeah. So but he was a longtime host in Price is Right from 1972 to 2007.
And that doesn't include what he did before The Price is Right.
Yeah, that's insane. That is so long. Gosh, had over 50 total years as a game show host.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. So any of your game show host fans definitely know who Bob Barker is. Anyone really should, but he retired in 2007. Was a host of the Miss Universe and Miss USA pageants for 20 years. I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't either until I was looking it up.
Yeah, and that was from 1967 to 1987. Yeah. So that's a cool fact.
This is the one that really got me.
And I did not know that. I was like, holy cow. But he also served in World War II.
Like he enlisted to serve.
Oh, he enlisted.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So he wasn't chose from the draft. He actually he actually wanted to serve. Yeah. That's amazing. What a resume of your life.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's unreal, dude. It's crazy how. And I wanted to go quick before we go into the next birthday. What's your favorite Price is Right game?
Yeah. Wow.
If you remember, I knew somebody was going to say that.
I love that game.
Yeah. Honestly,
that or the mountain. The yodeling mountain?
The yodeling mountain's another top favorite of mine.
The only thing I really remember is like the big spinning wheel, and I just loved the anxiety, anticipation of watching that wheel spin. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, that's pretty cool. All right, so and then I like the punch holes. So like when you're trying to get like $25,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do like those big 100,000, and if you pick like the number right on the product that they're advertising there, you get to punch a hole through it. Like, and I remember some people would go like karate chop to some of those things, or like they would do some whack stuff, or they would just like poke it and like to try to get the whatever card to show how much they got.
Bucket, yeah. I hated when it was like, just guess what the price is. I hated that. I'm like, that's stupid.
Yeah. The clock game was hilarious too, because like who was good at the clock game and who was bad, because they would go 900, 700, 600, 500, 400, 300, 200.
I did
50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 999. It's unreal, but man, he was.
I did like the the guessing of the price to figure out who was going to play
Yeah,
when they had the
yeah.
4.
Mm-hmm.
I always liked it. It always made me mad when somebody like $1, or if the person before them say 900, 901. Like
Yeah.
you're a dick.
Yeah, that's true. But man, people were savage to get on that stage,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, they were.
And you're hoping, everybody was hoping to get a brand new car. Like
Yeah.
nobody was
Or,
excited.
like the vacations or
Yeah,
whatever.
nobody was excited for a washer and dryer.
Yeah, I
unit.
know.
I mean,
Cool.
I know what
especially
you're
if
talking
you're
about. I'd have been stoked.
Well, yeah, right now at this
Well, yeah.
age, but like when you were like a kid watching it, like
Yeah.
they
You
would
want-
have
you wanted
college
the-
students from like USC on there.
You want the car, you want the cool exotic vacations or whatever. and-
exactly.
Apparently,
Yeah.
though, like you got destroyed in taxes when you won cars and stuff.
Oh,
off of
yeah,
that.
yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
just like knowing that now, I'm just like, man, I would never
Yeah,
want to
you
win a
still
car.
have
Give
to-
me those appliances any day.
Yeah, you still have to pay tax and title, I think, still. They just get that car, whatever. However they do it. I would love to go behind the scenes and see
Yeah.
what goes on with like,
Exactly.
their marketing
Yeah.
team
Right,
and
right.
stuff like that. Yeah, all right, so they give me another.
Moving on.
Yeah, they keep giving me cute people. I don't know why, but,
You're welcome.
happy birthday to a special Marissa Tomei.
No, I don't know how you say that last name. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
I assume that's
Tomei. Yeah.
to me.
December 4th, she is 55, and I
Never would have guessed that.
never would have guessed it. Doesn't even look like it. She's almost like unaging, like J-Lo. But she's an actress known for her roles in movies like Wild Hogs, anything Adam Sandler based, Anger Management, and she's definitely recently Aunt May in the new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
She does a fantastic job
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
Aunt May, I think.
Did you see that meme where it goes from like
10-year challenge
Yeah, 10-year challenge.
from the first trilogy to now. I'm like, wow, that's
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
that's one hell of an age.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
right.
almost like a what is it? Is it the Curious Case of Benjamin Button?
Yeah.
that's almost like a Benjamin
Yeah.
Button type of thing. Like,
That's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
that's hilarious. But yeah, happy birthday to her.
The last one we got is Mayim Bialik. Bialik? I don't know how to say it, but people know her as Amy Farrah Fowler on The Big Bang Theory. She turned 44 on the 12th.
Wouldn't
of
even
December.
guess that either.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like that one bit.
Fun fact about her is she plays a neuroscientist on Big Bang Theory. She actually in real life has a PhD in neuroscience from UCLA.
Oh, wow. So I bet acting was like...
Yeah.
cake.
Well, she
Yeah, I
actually
mean,
left.
It was probably the acting part, but her like knowing she could improv, like
Yeah,
all that.
she said she's the only one. Like I've heard interviews where she's the only one that really understands what's being said on the show.
That's great. Another fun fact too, she plays D&D.
I can see
So
that.
she's actually there's a couple episodes with her on like celeb D&D.
I can believe that. But yeah, because like she left acting for a while because in the '90s she was a child star on the show Blossom, and she left acting for a while and came back after she got her PhD and all that. So like she actually stopped acting and went to school, got smart, and then was like, I'm gonna go act again.
Yeah.
So-
I guess just like Hermione.
Emma Watson?
Yeah,
Yeah, Emma Watson, yeah.
Yeah, definitely another smart actor. All right, well, definitely happy birthday to all four of them. I know our birthday segment's getting long, so we're going to shorten it in the future. But let's crack this one open, guys.
You want to introduce it first,
Yeah,
Will?
we can introduce it first. So we had a change of plan, of course.
Yeah,
but,
I was expecting one thing, and here I am with something different.
yeah, well, it was last minute.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'd have been fine with
Either one.
either.
Yeah, I'm happy either way.
Yeah, so it is Rheingeist Truth. It is literally one of their first beers ever made.
I think it's their first.
Yeah,
it's the
it's-
first beer they ever brewed.
Exactly. It's pretty much, I mean, everybody knows what we're going to say about this, but let me explain what Rheingeist says. A rare are moments of truth when you've struck the last match, belting out tunes with your friends, staring deep into...
Starting.
Is it starting?
Isn't it?
No, it's staring, you goofball. Staring deep into the campfire times when you feel infinite and starting a podcast with your best friends. Our truth is found in the scintillating
Does it say that?
brilliance of hops.
Oh.
Brewed with nod to the Pacific. Hops sizzle with tropical fruit aroma, grapefruit, and mango notes, and a dry finish.
Sorry. Brandon's over here himself. God.
Well, literally the most classic beer you can have at Rheingeist. Literally, like Brandon was saying, first beer, first IPA they made.
Man, it's their premier beer. It's the one like if you go anywhere around here, it's typically the constant beer from them that they have on tap.
Yeah,
Yeah, that or in stores, any convenience store. Like if they have
Like,
anything Rheingeist, Truth
it's
is
Truth.
usually
Yeah.
the first.
Because that's the
one.
one. I mean, it's literally
Yeah.
is the first. It's their premier beer. It's what that is what they are good at.
I'm not going to lie to you, Nerd Kingdom. When I was trying to get the other beer that Jeremy was talking about, I went to a convenience store and I saw this, and we haven't tried it yet.
Exactly.
So I mean, he's definitely correct about that. So, yeah, cheers to you guys. Happy birthday
to John Moxley or Dean Ambrose, however you know him.
Yes.
Bob Barker, Marissa Tomei, and Mayim Bialik. I don't know. I'm gonna
Whatever.
Yeah. Cheers. Happy
Cheers.
birthday.
That's good.
God, that's the best IPA I've ever had.
It's very good.
I love it.
It is definitely a heavier IPA, like a winter
Yeah.
base, like deep.
But it's
deep.
not, the hoppiness is not crazy overpowering.
It's not,
That's
but
part
it
of the
does
reason
give
I
you
love
that,
it. Yeah.
like that
it's
kind
so-
of feel.
Yeah, it's good.
I
It's
have
going to
nothing
sound
but
weird to
good.
you
Sounds so
guys,
good.
but that lip, kind of like that lip smacking when you eat like a warhead or something like that, and you get that like after you finish it, you're still like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
that,
so
you
good.
know,
I have nothing bad to say about it. This is easily my favorite IPA.
yeah, it's
It's
definitely
so
on,
good.
It's definitely on the top. And speaking of, so I had an idea. I want to get it out to Nerd Kingdom. I want to get it out to you guys. I want to do a ranking. So like every beer we have, I want to kind of have like a ranking board on how we should rank each
Like
beer.
like a running.
Yeah, like a constant running. Like, is it better than the ones that we taste?
Oh,
And-
so just the ones that we use in the episode?
yeah, and
in
always
episodes,
make
whatever?
a ranking.
Okay.
So literally, we could start that next year, something
cool.
like that.
Start it in January?
Yeah, because I've talked to a couple people in Nerd Kingdom about it, and I really think that it would be cool because then you see ours, and then we would love to see your guys's as well.
Yeah.
Everybody's, and
I mean, I would like to get some.
you can always send us
recommendations.
beer
What was
too
that
to
first
try
beer that we
out.
tried?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
First beer we had.
Yeah.
We had
Links.
Links,
Links, that's
yeah. So we can get something started. Definitely, whether it's now or next year. But I thought that would be a
That-
great
that would be
idea.
cool.
Kind of have our own little spin on like a ranking and review. type
Yeah,
of-
be
that
cool,
would
yeah.
be really cool.
So, but anyway, yeah, great beer. Very, I think, like it's definitely not like even though it says it has a fruity aroma, it has it on the real back end of it.
Yeah.
Like,
It's real- real slight.
I
Yeah.
mean, me personally, I've never gotten a fruity
that's what I'm
thing,
saying because
like
I'm
taste from it.
and I'm more like a New England IPA kind of guy. So like that's very like you get that fruit, you get that citrus, like in those IPAs. But still,
It's so good.
so good. It's the truth.
Truth.
but
Yeah. It's-
short and sweet.
yeah.
Like honestly, if you guys wherever you're at, if you're looking for a Cincinnati beer, Truth is a good place to start. Ryan Guy's Truth is a good place to
Yep.
start.
Any-
And they're going more national. Like they
Yeah.
are
They
pushing
just
that.
the farthest they are now, I think, is Nashville. I remember it was a
Okay.
few months ago. There was a truck. They posted a picture like we are now in Nashville.
Yeah,
and
I
it was
remember
their
that.
it was their delivery truck, like with the city in the background.
Nice. Definitely for any out of towners. If you come to Cincinnati, definitely try it and go visit the Ryan Geist Brewery in OTR. Like literally,
As well as
is a-
I think we're ranked like in the top. We're in the top 10,
I
maybe
wouldn't
even
doubt
top
for
5
breweries, like, overall.
breweries per capita.
Yeah.
we are
Yeah.
we're one of the highest cities in the
Yeah.
country.
Well, and the
But-
they're
Midwest
all
is
good.
And the Midwest is the biggest beer drinking area.
Yeah, because what else are you supposed to do?
Right, well-
it's all cornfields.
Right.
If you're not a city, you're in a cornfield.
Right. I mean, Brandon is a true Midwesterner. He literally sits at home in the cold to drink beer.
yeah. But
Jeremy.
their brewery though is awesome.
At
It
a
has-
fireplace.
They have a ton of stuff to do down there. It's huge. I
Yeah,
think there's a couple
cornhole
levels.
inside.
Literally ping pong tables, cornhole.
Yeah.
And
I
then
mean,
the
they do
bar.
dodgeball leagues
Yeah.
in,
Yeah,
in the
during the
winter
summer,
time.
they-
It's not
got
your
a bar on the
typical.
roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not your typical small brewery like on the corner. It's
Like it's
Yeah, it's
It's
definitely
big.
not a microbrewery
Right.
anymore. It's definitely like they've managed to become a major brewery.
Yeah.
Oh, and a craft at that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like they're pushing like 12 packs, like 24 packs. I mean, they have those like sample packs. But
yeah. I think they've got, or maybe I'm thinking of another one. They might be one of the ones
need
that still
another drink.
they only have 6 packs. I think. I don't think they sell anything bigger than that. I know they're.
they do have some 12
Do they
packs
have 12
in
Truth?
In
Okay.
Truth. I don't know if they have any like all.
Oh
forms
no,
of beer.
they've got Cheetah. They have 12 packs of
Okay.
Cheetah. I
Okay.
do remember seeing
I
those.
think probably anything popular like with that they definitely have because it's like literally it's a big seller here. It's
Yeah.
almost in every bar. Like it's
I mean, you can get them at most restaurants around here.
yeah literally.
So guess we'll get into the nitty gritty of the episode now.
Woo 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 woo.
I know it's still a couple weeks early, but we've got some other stuff planned for the episode coming out around Christmas. So we wanted to do our Christmas
Extravaganza,
stuff. Yeah,
nerd extravaganza,
nerd extravaganza.
our
Nerdapalooza.
nerdmas, if you will.
a nerd miss.
Nerd
We wanted to do that now. So
Please don't make me sing.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to.
It's beginning to look a lot like Nerdmas.
I'm about to mute Will. Get him out of here.
We thought it would be cool to talk about different Christmas entities a little bit. I mean, we won't go in depth, but I was looking into it, and like there is a lot of different characters, like
A lot more than we know.
and they're not all jolly. Like most of them are freaking scary.
Yeah.
We've got like 8. We've got like 8 of them here.
This hit Brandon's noggin to the
Oh
T.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like,
This is all Brandon right here.
Yeah.
You can ask Will. I did this while we were at work, and Will was driving. I'm in the truck next to him, like, this is holy crap, dude! Listen to this.
Right. Right.
And I'm just sitting there, sweet man, we're going to put it on the podcast.
Right.
I was kind of blown away. Like I knew there was a ton of different characters, but I didn't know like just how deep some of these went.
What got me the most is when I read that Santa Claus is in a comic book.
Yeah.
Intrigued.
We'll talk about that.
We'll get to
Sorry,
that.
you'll see what we're talking about in a minute.
Yeah, but so we're I guess we'll describe a couple of the characters before we get into like our main question that we've got.
Mm-hmm.
But first one, and I don't know if I'm gonna say this right or not, but I think it's Jola Katurin. I don't know if I said that right or not, but it's a Yule cat from Icelandic folklore. He's a huge and vicious cat said to lurk about the snowy countryside during Christmas time and eat people who have not received any new clothes to wear before Christmas Eve.
Harsh.
Yeah. I'm like, so you don't get any new clothes leading up to Christmas Eve, you're going to get eaten by a giant evil cat. That is terrifying.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this earlier too, because you said, I was talking like, oh yeah, we could just wait till Christmas to get new clothes. And he's like, no, you have to wear new clothes before Christmas.
Eve.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's not even Christmas. Like, you got to do it about 24th of
Yeah.
December.
That's unreal.
Like, that sucks for people who are like, I don't have them. Like, there's a lot of people that they wait for Christmas to get their new clothes because that's when they can afford it.
Me.
Yeah.
You
Like, Will has no clean underwear or socks that don't have holes in them, so he's going to die now.
Yeah, I'm going to get eaten. I'm going to be looking
No more-
behind my back like on
No
the
more
24th.
asking for underwear and socks
He's
for
gonna-
Christmas. You're gonna
he's
have
gonna
to go
have
and buy them yourself.
Yeah,
The
literally.
cat's going to spit him out because he's like, ugh, that's old. That's old underwear.
Yeah, I mean, what's that crust?
Dude.
He's just chewing on it and you hear.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
It is.
That's really
That's why I wait till
foul.
Christmas.
Foul.
Oh,
So foul.
that is hilarious.
That is foul.
Well, now that we've introduced the
Hopefully,
Jola
hopefully,
Katurin-
hopefully, you guys aren't eating anything at the moment.
Yeah. Either you want to read the next one, or you want me to go into.
Yeah, I can go into it. So the next one we looked up was Frau Perchta or Perchta. In Germany and Austria, a witch who hands out both rewards and punishments during the 12 days of Christmas. She is best known for her gruesome punishment of the sinful. She will rip your internal organs and replace them with garbage. I
Wow.
mean, who is telling these kids this, man?
That's awful. I mean, gosh, we just get a lump of coal.
Well, or we just say, "Oh, Santa's going to put you on the naughty list if you're not good." Like, no, man, that
see, like,
Frau
that
Perchta is going to
first
come and rip your organs and put trash in it.
See, the first part of that, you're like, oh, it sounds like Santa. And it's like, no, she's gonna like tear you limb from limb. Like, holy crap!
So I mean, I didn't do enough research with it, but like, I wonder what she rewards you with. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's. I think when I was doing the research,
is it more like
I
Santa,
think
like a
it's-
present?
I
or
think
something?
you get like you get gifts or or candy or something. It's not like you get like actual like here's some toys and stuff. It's like
Anything's better than getting your.
like most of the stuff I saw, most of the gifts that were given is like candy. But I'm like, that's a huge difference. Like, here's some candy because you were good. You were bad. I'm going to tear your insides out.
Yeah, that's a little rough.
God.
Yeah, man. It put in place it with garbage. Well,
Garbage?
Yeah, that's what it's
Garbage.
Garbage.
Why garbage?
Yeah, rips out your
Because
insides
you're
and then
trash to her.
You're Christmas trash.
You are literally trash.
Christmas trash.
Yeah.
But that is terrifying.
Yeah.
And this is what I don't know if they still.
I
Tell these
want to.
stories.
I want to know.
I
want,
really do wanna
Like,
know.
I hope we find a
Anybody
follower
around
from
the world.
Germany or Austria. Yeah.
Yes.
Like people around the world that if they have this type of like.
Yes.
you know,
What is your
spiritual-
Christmas myths
yeah,
or,
yeah.
or
Oh.
stories that they
Let me
tell?
throw something out here too. We said Germany and Austria. A lot of these different characters from Christmas lore. A lot of these crazy, scary people come from that area. Like Germany has like 4 or 5 different of them. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, God.
We just have Santa and Krampus.
Yeah.
And Krampus is more, isn't it?
No,
more,
that's another one. That's he's from.
Yeah,
East.
like the European.
Yeah. Central Europe.
We'll get to
Okay.
it.
Right. I know those are like our 2 main focuses here in the United
Yeah.
States.
Right.
In Elf on a Shelf.
Yeah.
He's a pretty
which
scary.
I've never done that. I never even knew about that until a few years ago. And
That's
He's not like a spirit.
no, I was just
he's
like,
just a
what? I was like,
magical
someone told me
elf,
one
yeah.
time, like, hey, you got an elf on the shelf? I'm like, I think Allie came to me one time. She's like, where's our elf on the shelf? I'm like, huh?
No, you don't get that. You get a
What?
Mandalorian on a DeLorean.
yeah.
Yes. Thank you. That was a good. I like that.
It was a meme.
I know. I kind of forgot about it, and then I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Anyway, I guess I'll go to the next one. Belsnickel.
How do you get the easy one?
Yeah, I know, right?
The easy one to say.
Hip hop.
Oh, the next one's easy to say.
Yeah.
It's easier than
Did you-
Belsnickel.
Oh man, nobody got that joke.
What'd you say?
No, yeah. I got
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. Haha.
A Big Daddy reference.
Okay. Yeah.
This is bullshit. You give him all the easy ones.
Hip hop.
Yeah.
All right, but Belsnickel from southwestern German lore.
German again.
German. Guten Tag. Drink beer. He carries a switch to scare bad children before Christmas and gives candy to good children. So he carries a switch to scare bad children.
Holy
A switch.
smokes,
As
man!
a
That's
ki-
almost
as a
like a
kid-
New Orleans type
Like
of thing.
as a
Like,
kid, switches were scary.
dude, they were bad.
The first time my parents would come in with a stick, I knew I was about to get destroyed.
Yeah.
Like, why?
especially when
I
it's
should
got
have
some,
stopped.
especially when it's got some flexibility to it.
Oh,
like,
that's the worst.
yeah, it was the worst.
Some
Sorry,
no, you're good.
we're traumatized.
Some iterations say this is what they did back in the day with the paddles and stuff at school. Some iterations say he gives beatings to bad children.
Oh my gosh. Man.
So
Well, I mean,
candy
that's-
or bad beating.
So
Well,
you
I mean,
get
so that's basically how we were raised. I mean,
Yeah, pretty
I know
much.
I turned
Or at
out a
least
lot better
threatened, yeah.
because everything I would push my parents too far, and they'd get a belt or a switch.
when we get home, I'm whacking you with the belt.
So
As
if
soon
you're
as they said that, I was like, stop, like hoping like I'm gonna be good the rest of the time and not get beat. And then
Right.
I'd get home, and I'd get walloped, and then I never did that again.
right. But so now, if you're a bad kid in Germany, you literally get your intestines ripped out,
Beat
put
with a
garbage, and you get a switch to the or wherever he wants to spank you or she. Well, which
I'm sorry, all of you kids out there
Yeah.
in Germany.
yeah. Holy smokes!
Yeah.
All right, Brandon.
The last one we got before we get into the main two we want to talk about is Hans Trapp. In
It's a
areas,
trap.
he's considered
Oh.
the anti-Santa.
Sorry.
Dexterity check.
Yeah, he's
Roll
considered
D20.
considered an anti-Santa. He appears as a scarecrow and hands out punishment to bad children in the Alsace and Lorraine regions of France. And this is interesting because I looked it up too. The reason where he comes from is he was a person in France apparently who would dress up as like a scarecrow, and somehow he would lure kids into the woods and he would kill them. So then he became a folklore legend to scare kids into being good for Christmas.
I could see a horror movie made up right
Yeah.
there. Like, oh yeah, he's just a legend, guys. Like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, and then he's just stealing kids again. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's like the Brothers Grimm all over again.
No.
yeah, it really
Literally,
is.
yeah, it's crazy.
But that's really all I have on him. I mean, like I said, there are several other like dark characters. There's not a whole lot of like jolly and happy characters like Santa that we have here.
Yeah,
But I mean, a lot of, I mean, it must do the job because otherwise, why are they still? These wouldn't still be around.
Yeah.
true,
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
true,
But
truth.
my ghost.
Yeah. Truth.
But yeah, let's get into the main focus, the one and only, the jolly but yet holly,
Ho ho ho.
Don't call me that.
the pimp in red, the Sultan of Satan. I'm just
Sultan of Swat.
the Sultan of SWAT.
What?
All right.
What's his name, Will?
Oh, you know, Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Santa Claus. Good
Santa.
old Santa Claus.
Big
What's your
red.
thoughts on Thana Claus?
Thana
Thano Claus.
Oh God.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Wow.
Thana Claus.
Speaking of that, Santa Claus having the Infinity Gauntlet, huh?
Well,
Sorry, that just
Before
like
we jump into that,
He is jumping all
I know.
over.
I'm sorry.
He's
That just
ready
triggered
for
it.
that.
Yeah.
Triggered it.
He's so ready. But anyway,
Go ahead,
Santa
Brandon.
Claus. Santa
Well.
Claus is, a figure originated in the Western Christian culture. That's, I guess, us.
Yeah,
Pretty much Western. Tracing back to the early Greek bishop and gift giver of Saint Nicholas. That makes lists of good children and naughty children each year. Yada, yada, yada. We all know who Santa Claus
gifts to
is.
good kids, cold and naughty kids. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Typical
Well,
stuff.
us
Father
Northern
Christmas,
Americans,
Eagle.
people across the world might not know anything about Santa Claus, right?
Okay, you want to keep going
Yeah,
on
sure.
it? All right. Well,
Just a little bit.
So he gives you a lump of coal if you're bad.
Yeah, we don't beat kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
We don't rip their insides out.
that's scary.
I mean, he has so many different nicknames. Saint Nicholas, Kris Kringle. I mean, fun fact. Well, that's later.
This is where Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep
out.
jumping the gun on that
Yeah,
one.
you
So
are.
that's okay. I'm
So
sorry.
we can go ahead and talk about.
So
this
I know
fun
most
fact.
people don't know about this, so this will be a good one.
Yeah, and I only knew this because I've actually got a comic where, like, the issue centered. He's one of the three main characters that it's centered around.
Gotcha.
But yeah, he is a character in the Marvel comic universe.
The MCU.
Oh no, he's not.
He's
Oh,
not Marvel
You
Cinematic.
can't do.
I know.
You
it was
can't. They're not interchangeable.
Confusion.
Like that.
Marvel.
Nobody has seen a
comic.
sled flying through
Yeah,
Wakanda.
What
Yeah.
if that's how?
but here's the.
Could
crazy
you
thing,
imagine?
though.
Yeah, that would be
He's
awesome.
not he's not Santa in the way we know him.
Santa and Deadpool riding on a
He is
sleigh.
he's a mutant.
I mean, that's fair.
Not only is he a mutant, he is Omega level, meaning he is on the same level as like Professor X, Magneto, Jean Grey. He is considered one of the most powerful mutants. Like listen to some of his powers. Like he has powers of immortality, telepathy, teleportation, weather manipulation, and molecular manipulation, and so many. Like the list goes on. Like he has unlimited power almost.
That's awesome.
I mean he once wielded the Infinity Gauntlet. Like I guess something happened. Like he wasn't going to be able to like deliver all of his toys or something. Something happened. And
He snapped his finger.
he went to the Illuminati and like, can I use that? Which was like Iron Man. Like it was basically another chapter of the Avengers.
Yeah.
But like they gave him the Infinity Gauntlet to help him out, and he lost his mind with power. So they had to fight him
Oh man.
and defeat him and get the gauntlet back to the point where like when it was all said and done, Tony Stark gives him mechanical reindeer that help him deliver the presents every year faster.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, like he is
Stark Industries.
Right?
like he is a bad dude. Like, and then nice shirt.
Nice shirt.
I'm not getting made fun of today, boys.
Yeah.
No toothpaste beard today.
It's, but he's encountered like everybody. Like I knew he was a character because there's a running comic out, Spider-Man and Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
One of their Christmas issues, they actually had Santa was like a big part of it. I don't remember the details of the story because it came out like 2 years ago when I read it. But I don't know if they're fighting Santa or if Santa's helping them do something. Or I think they're looking for a guy who's pretending to be Santa, and Santa doesn't like it. So Santa's trying to mess this dude up.
Oh wow. Does he use Spider-Man and Deadpool to help him?
I'd have to go back and read it.
Okay.
Like,
All
yeah,
right.
it's in one of my like 8 boxes of comics.
That's great.
But yeah, he's a bad dude in the comic universe of Marvel.
That's awesome.
Which, I mean, that kind of leads us into the next guy too. Spoiler, hint, hint. Anybody want to read about Krampus?
Krampus, Central European folklore. Krampus is a horned anthropomorphic.
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 God dang it, Jeremy.
Go ahead, Will. You try.
Anthropomorphic. Whatever.
Anthropomorphic.
See,
Anthropomorphic.
I could say it fine, and now he's got me all tongue-tied.
Anthropomorphic. Okay, anthropomorphic figure described as half goat, half demon, who during the Christmas season punishes children who have misbehaved, sometimes described as the anti-Santa or Santa's evil twin.
Yeah.
I would say more like a mutated Rudolph.
Well,
He's got horns.
yeah, I would. Yeah, in the
or like a reindeer.
in the classic look of him, like
Yeah.
because I've heard too that he was like Santa's. I've heard stories like he is Santa's brother.
Yeah.
That kind of like came out looking different, but it's like their brother sister type deal. In this case, two brothers, and one's just the evil twin. So like I could see that, but he's definitely in my mind, the anti-Santa. Like that's one of the movies. I've never seen the Krampus movie. I've heard mixed reviews about it.
The newest one?
The newest one.
I haven't seen it either. It looked. They made it look
the
really
trailer
good.
Looked great,
Yeah, so
but I've never
the
seen
trailer made me want to see it, but I never saw it. And if it's a
I'm
scary
not gonna
movie, you
watch
know
it.
Will's not going to see
Nope.
it. So because he's kind
Don't
of.
worry, we're gonna get Will to do this kind of scary stuff.
No, you, Nerd Kingdom, will get me to do this.
Yeah, me and Brandon aren't
going
going to do anything.
I mean, we're
Nerd
part of
Kingdom's
Nerd
going to push him.
Yeah, Nerd Kingdom will help support me and give me the strength that I need to do something in some sort of fashion scary.
Trust me, if you guys want, which reminds me, Dent Schoolhouse,
No.
which is the best. They're considered the best haunted house in Cincinnati. In December, 2 weekends, they're doing a holiday horror.
It's already
Ooh.
passed. Doesn't matter. Not
Gotcha.
going to happen.
6th and 7th, 6th and 7th, 13th, 14th.
Good.
Okay.
I'm busy both those weekends, so that's great. That's great
All right.
news.
So also, so it's great news. So
Best news
also,
I've heard all day.
Krampus appears on the Marvel Universe as a demon who has been banished from the Earth realm by Santa hundreds of years ago. That's good, right?
This literally.
And let's be clear, it's not, you know how there's different universes?
Yeah.
They're from a different Earth. They're like
Okay.
from, I forget which.
Earth
it's like,
2.
It's like Earth 6 something.
Well, I was going to say too. This like story sounds a lot like Thor, or like in that kind of realm.
Realms.
Yeah.
Kind of,
and-
sort of.
Yeah.
The 9
yeah.
realms I
Yeah.
have to protect.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, this is the 10th. Nobody knows about.
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, right? The limits of his powers are relatively unknown.
Because he's a demon. So.
Okay, makes sense. Can create demons that look like toys. That's terrifying. That
keep
have
going.
that have the ability to steal the soul of his owner.
That's the only like legit power like they legitimately know he has.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Potential spoiler alert. Toy Story.
Toy Story 1.
Andy is a demon, or is controlled by demons from his toys.
I'm not gonna lie, that I would watch the crap out of him.
Okay.
That.
Just kidding,
Like
it's not
a horror
potential
version of
spoilers, but,
of
you know.
Toy Story.
Yeah, it's
with
called
Andy's.
Puppet. It's called Puppet Master.
Where Andy's the Krampus. I still haven't seen Puppet Master. I need to watch that.
Yeah, it's actually probably one of the scary movies.
That would be
I
like a
actually
crazy
enjoy.
horror knockoff if
Like,
they did
that would-
something like that.
Like if somebody, a Disney, you just bought Fox and could put scary movies.
There
out.
you go. Mutants.
I want to see a horror franchise where it's all of your classics in a horror,
That'd be insane. Okay, so they make a new Krampus movie that is kind of like Toy Story, where the toys turn
Andy
into
is
little
Krampus.
demons. Yes, and they
That
steal,
would-
and the toys steal the soul of
That
the owner.
would
So
be
it's like,
awesome.
imagine if all the toys from Toy Story stole Andy's soul, and he was
dude.
evil.
I would watch the
That
crap
would be
out of that.
terrifying.
And then he kills Sid.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey,
potential spoilers, like I said.
Sorry, I went a little
if
deep.
if anybody has any kind of pull with Disney, make this happen.
Yeah,
God, that would be awesome. I would
it'd
watch.
Be scary.
Take my money. Shut up and take my money. I'd watch that all day.
Let's see.
You got a demon in me.
Oh my god. Anyway,
I'm on fire today.
you are on fire today. You got some good sleep or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what
All
you're
right,
saying.
but anyway, so
It's sleep.
Krampus appears in Ghost Rider Xmas Special, Infinite Comic Volume 11, and Power Man and Iron Fist Sweet Christmas Annual Volume 11.
Yeah,
Brandon
so
probably speak on that a little bit more.
Well, I don't really know much about those because when I was looking up trying to figure out because I was trying to figure out where he first appeared, and those are the only two books that popped up. So I don't know if those are the only ones he's in, because I know in the Iron Fist and Power Man one, I'm pretty sure like Santa is fighting with Power Man and Iron Fist to fight Krampus, but I really don't know. I didn't look really into the stories as much as I probably should have for this, but there are a couple books I definitely want to read into. Just because I don't know as much about Krampus as I would like to, and just reading into the MC or the Marvel version of him plus the Marvel version of Santa, I am very interested to kind of see what these books say about them. Like
it's a good next year's podcast.
Yeah,
good next year Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll definitely revisit it, especially now that I know
it's like Peter and the chicken fight. There's like 7 of them, so.
Hell, maybe we'll do a Christmas in July.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we could. We definitely could.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, we can
do that.
I mean, it's not even 2020 yet, so I mean, we've got a whole year to figure this out. Like that, but we'll definitely have to revisit.
Keep listening to find.
Yeah.
Find what, Will?
I don't know, man. I was on fire. I got cold real quick.
Yeah. Well, in that case, let's kind of move forward, see what we come up with. So now that we've got a little bit of background on the traditional Santa and traditional Krampus, as well as their Marvel counterparts, who do you think would win in a fight?
Okay, one question.
Santa versus Krampus.
One question. What is the field of playing that we're at? Like, is it anywhere, or what kind of playing level are we at?
I don't think it really matters where they're at. 'Cause, I mean, if it could be city, it could be open field.
Be anything?
Yeah. I don't think it really matters. Because, I mean, we know the traditional Santa. We know the traditional Krampus. If we're talking traditional, Krampus is evil. He's going to mess good old St. Nick up because St. Nick's that happy, jolly.
I think if he had to protect his, the good boys and girls, it's.
Well, this is just Krampus versus Santa.
I know.
Everybody else aside. So,
okay. Well, I mean, but then that means you just got somebody with horns, and a big fat dude with a beard and a bag
full of heavy gifts that'll smash your head in.
Yeah, I mean, he might get stabbed with an antler or a horn.
Krampus is still a demon, even in traditional lore.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess it's
still
basically
like a demon doesn't have very many powers.
So are they just
he's like probably got sharp teeth?
Are they just put in a room where they just fight it out like Mortal Kombat style, no powers, or do they get all of their powers?
If we're talking, no, I mean powers are going to be involved because obviously in traditional, like we're completely ignoring.
That's true because he does have some magical power with the sled, and there's like some type of force that he uses.
And obviously, Krampus is an evil demon counterpart, and demons from traditional demons, we know that they have powers where they can manipulate people. They can what's the word I'm looking for? Where they enter their body.
Possession.
Possession. They have powers of possession. Like they are basically mini Satans.
Right. I get that.
They're not all
strong,
powerful,
right.
But they're still demons.
Yeah.
And especially if we're talking about,
but if you're talking
where they're brothers, you got to think Santa and Krampus in traditional folklore are brothers.
Right. But then, so if you think about
they're
that,
even.
Right. So if you think about brothers and you think about demon and like the manipulation stuff, Santa's not going to take that anyway. So I don't think Krampus has much. I don't think like he's like strong enough to tell Santa anything about possession either. So if there's something, I feel like this is going to be a point of just fisticuffs and literally.
There's so many powers that it's going to one's going to not
it's
weigh
out. It's almost like
Harry
Potter, where they have the same exact kind of powers, and it's just going to even out. And who's going to be stronger?
Yeah.
Who's going to have that last?
If Krampus throws little demons or something out of
But that's the thing. We were just
Santa Claus can manipulate things.
We're talking about
whatever.
We're talking about the traditional Santa, who is jolly good old Saint Nick, who doesn't have a bad bone in his body versus an evil being. If we're talking traditional sense, the fact that if you're talking just about jolly good old Saint Nick who only cares about bringing joy to kids, he's gonna get destroyed by a demon who's out just to mess people up.
I don't think so, because what Krampus does is you have to look at his lore. So if you're thinking that Krampus is out there killing kids and stuff, or are we just talking? This should be, if you're talking the way as kids aren't involved, nothing. You just have a demon and a fat guy in a red coat.
Basically.
Well, then there's no argument, because he's just a human being with magical powers.
Well, he's immortal.
That's what we're basically talking about. Is
there's no given fight. Then it's literally just a man.
That's why I said we'll keep like the Marvel out of it. I mean, obviously, I don't know how it would go, because you never know. Santa he does have magical powers. If he knows like he doesn't have to worry about the kids, he might be like, jolly old Saint Nick's about to mess you up.
Right. If you were taking out like
just from what I'm just going based off of what we know of these two characters, just what we know from growing up and what we've learned and like the stuff we read out before we started this. Like, I think Krampus has the edge. Obviously, I would love to see this play out.
I think
some way.
Okay, so let's put it this way. I think when I thought Santa and Krampus. At first, I wanted Krampus to win. That's what I thought would happen. But then I went into detail and I read everything that we wrote. And I started thinking, well, I don't know. I think with all this, the comic universe stuff for Santa, if that's all thrown in, then I think Santa has the edge.
If we talk about
everything that we wrote.
Well, that's why I said we're only talking about traditional.
Yeah,
if you're bringing in the Marvel.
Right.
Yeah.
Once you bring in the Marvel stuff, it's a toss-up because they haven't dove deep into Krampus' abilities yet.
I think that's where I was kind of at, was that it's kind of a toss-up. They're both kind of very close because I was looking at everything that we have on them.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to go with Santa has the edge from the Marvel standpoint because he's an Omega mutant. He has the power of immortality.
Right.
He can manipulate weather. I mean, he can manipulate your molecules.
Yeah. Right. That's what I was saying.
But
if it is literally Krampus, the traditional Krampus versus
the traditional
Santa with...
I'm going to go with the demon.
I'll probably go with Krampus just because I don't know if I just don't think Santa can.
Well, nobody
do it on
knows
its own.
what Santa is.
Exactly. So exactly for what's known.
There's no magical power that we know as like a kid for Santa, like other than his sleigh flies,
right?
Or the reindeer flies.
Right.
Well, I mean, he has all kinds of powers. We obviously know that, but like the only negative thing.
But we don't know anything exactly to give him a fair fight against a demon just based off of what. But even powers aside, though, the only negative thing Santa in traditional sense we know of is he gives coal to bad kids. Like, that's the worst thing he does. Right.
Okay.
Whereas Krampus is like he's coming to mess you up.
Here we go. Santa drops some coal. Krampus thinks it's food. Krampus chokes and dies.
What do you think you think Santa's already preemptively known that Krampus is coming to get him?
Yeah, sure.
Like,
he already knows the fight's going to happen. And he
Santa
puts
has time to prepare. It might be like a
Home Alone
type deal.
Yeah, maybe.
So I mean, it's one of those things. Like I know there's a movie out where it's Santa versus Krampus. I haven't seen it. I think it was on. It's on like a. What's it on? It's on like Hulu or Netflix. Like it's like a C movie. Mm-hmm. It's really bad CGI and stuff.
Yeah.
But I
don't know.
I want to see it.
But it comes down to it. I think. If it can, like Mortal Kombat style, they just both go in there and they're fighting, and Santa doesn't really have much besides his bag of presents, and Krampus has whatever he has.
I think
Krampus is probably going to win. But if you have it with everything that we read before, yes, I think Santa would take that fight. So
I think Santa has the edge solely because we know what he can do.
Right.
Krampus, we don't know what he can do in the Marvel universe yet.
Right. So it's kind of like the other way around.
Yeah, it's complete opposite of like if it's traditional. Krampus has the edge because we know what he can do versus what Santa would do.
So let's create a middle now. Krampus and his powers, and then you have Santa, his reindeers, and Elf, and it's like Endgame war. It's like an Endgame. They're all together.
So he's got all of his elves.
All his elves versus
reindeers.
all demon toys. Versus Krampus and him and the sleigh and the reindeer.
Well, I think
I don't know.
Is there more toys out there in the universe than elves?
Well, you got to think he committed. the toys, they're not real toys. They're demons.
They're demon toys.
true.
Right.
They're not actual toys. He creates demons.
But now Santa has a sleigh with reindeer, and now it's almost like a knight with a horse.
Well, I don't know that the sleigh would really matter. So,
But he's on there where he can be up there, and he could just literally go, hey, go low and run all some toys.
True.
That's what I'm saying. I think this would be more of a middle ground type of discussion between it. Yeah,
that's a lot of elves too.
If you take the Marvel stuff, I would lean towards Santa.
Yeah.
But if you take traditional, I would lean towards Krampus. You mix them both together and they bring their armies. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I think that's where we were getting at, because I think we were getting into two stalemates for literally the non-traditional and then the Marvel universe. Now I'm thinking let's put everything that they have that we know and knowledge, and let's fight there.
Well, let's look into this, because if we're talking about these guys, you also have to bring in maybe the other characters that we brought, like the Yule Cat, and there's some ogres. There's a couple in there that I didn't put in, but there's an ogress who's the mother of these evil elves that are all they're called. I think they're the Yule Children or something like that. So I mean, Krampus could easily call on old lore and all stuff like that, evil, to come fight with him. So I mean.
That's true.
Well, I mean,
but
Santa can do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other.
Granted, this is all hypothetical.
Yeah, right. Of course.
But
I mean, it's just that's why these.
It's like that episode, Imagination Land of South Park.
Imagination.
Santa's one of the generals.
Yeah.
And fighting the.
But Santa can call on the Easter Bunny, Mr. Sandman. You ever seen Rise of the Guardians? That cartoon, or not cartoon, but animated film.
I think I have.
It has it has Jack Frost as the main character.
Yeah.
Isn't Rise of the Guardians the Owl movie?
No, you're thinking of Guardians.
I think in this point, if you bring all that together, I don't think you can potentially pick a winner.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
tough.
it's all either way. It's a stalemate, but it's all how you want to produce your opinion. That's why I'm trying to get at is we talked about Marvel. We don't know his power, so we don't know physically. If we gave Krampus powers to say in MCU, he can manipulate people and terrorize and all this stuff. And then, the natural base of just a normal big guy with a white beard that's going to get bloodied up. And then we don't really know his powers as a person, but but we bring everything together that we know and create chaos. Okay. I think there's a better fight there.
I think I'm still going to pick Santa.
Well, all right, so.
Of course you would.
Right here.
What's that mean?
Will, on the fly, everything we just talked about, who you going with?
Santa, for days.
Santa.
Yeah, Santa.
I think I'm still stick with Santa.
Krampus.
I think I'm still going to stick with Santa.
Because and my reasoning is because everybody he'd call on, they're all forces of good who, obviously in the Marvel universe, he's a little bit more of a badass. But you got the Krampus and the forces of evil, basically, who are going to stop at nothing to rip everything
but then again,
good to shreds.
Right,
one thing I did think about that is you always think of
mofos.
Almost all the movies or anything you see is when you got a bunch of evil guys coming together, they tend to clash a lot more than a lot of good guys coming together.
Well, this is solely with Krampus being
the
really known leader and Santa being the sole leader.
But you also got to think, you got a panther, you got a witch, and you got a regular dude.
This is starting to sound like Avengers.
Yeah. A witch, a panther, and a regular dude go into a bar.
Scarlet Witch, Black Panther, or whatever.
Krampus, I think Krampus is legitimately just a giant demon, where the rest of these are actual, an animal and a witch who at one point was a person.
Right, but Krampus is an animal kind of.
Well, he's a demon. There's a difference. Okay. He's not an animal. He's
but
a demon.
Still, even if they were brothers, there's still no way that Santa's going to be okay, manipulate. I'm that weak. Manipulate me or possess.
There's going to be some history there. There's going to be some history there growing up. They're going to have backstory.
Right. Just be a fight.
The thing is, too, is Santa's out of shape, man. He got cookies, we're gonna
Krampus threw him a cookie.
Start
sold.
Right, he's done. He's nom, and then he's done. That there's your possession right there.
You guys are both going with Santa.
I'm gonna stick with Santa.
I think I'm gonna stick with
Santa. I'm going with Krampus.
All right, well let's do this.
We'll leave it up to the
Nerd Kingdom.
Put a poll on.
Yep.
Come on, vote. we will
and comment.
Yeah, comment. Listen to this episode
tell us
after
your reason.
after listening.
There is no
get
right
on
or
there.
wrong
No,
answer.
no,
So
definitely.
that's what's cool about this poll is because there's no way to prove it. It's literally just what do you guys think?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going with Krampus, and I don't like picking the evil, but it's just from the stuff that we have been given, everything together, and just knowing.
Yeah.
And all of our our knowledge of the past, what we grew up knowing of people.
Yeah, and Brandon, we're not the same people either. I mean, we're all gonna I love having these type of discussions because it's good. It's good, man, and and that's where your imagination comes into play too, because of the fact that we are just trying to use what we know and knowledge, or use our imagination to defeat the others. Which I can't wait, but I'm not going to talk about it.
You're good.
Yeah. So
I think this was a good discussion. I'm actually glad we decided to bring this question up.
Yeah.
I remember at first seeing it, I was kind of like, God, I don't know anything about really much of this, and I read about it. And I'm like, this could turn into a pretty hot topic. Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what the rest of the Nerd Kingdom has to say about it.
Yeah. From everything we've said, yeah.
It's a pretty good one, but so we're move on down to we're talking about Christmas and stuff and all that. With the holidays, there's always a lot of new game releases typically coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what all's for sure coming out, but I know video games are a hot topic this time of year. So, what are some games for next year or coming out around Christmas that you guys are excited about?
Well,
I don't know. I'd say next year because we're at the end of the year, and I don't know. I legitimately don't know what all's coming out around this Christmas. So, what do you guys got coming out that you're excited for?
I know Jedi Fallen Order just came out a couple weeks ago.
Woo woo.
Yes, it looks so good, man. I've heard that it's the reviews on it. People have said it's the best Star Wars game they've ever played.
I've heard a lot of good reviews.
Well, this might I remember back in the day when some of the Star Wars games off of the N64 and
Battlefront.
Yes,
Battlefront was
was
on
good.
There's one on PlayStation.
Was
the
it?
original
Okay.
Battlefront?
Okay.
It's
not
on
the newer
Xbox
ones.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're on both actually. Back in the day, they were on PlayStation. Or no, actually,
Well, I know there's one game that was on 64. I do believe that I enjoyed.
No, it was Xbox. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was either Xbox, PlayStation. I don't remember. It was too long ago to even think about. But I remember that was one of the Star Wars games I truly liked, and I'm excited to play. And I think it's Battlefront. I'm
What
going
was
to look.
the game where it's not a character that's in any of the movies, but there's two of them?
Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes.
Knights of the Old
I haven't
Republic 1 and
played
2.
that either.
They're so good. I've never. I know the storylines and kind of the end game of them, but I've never actually fully played them all the way through. I got when they came out for Xbox Retro Play.
Mm-hmm.
I got that. But you play as your character, and you can make choices on what you talk to someone and they ask you questions, and you get a selection of what you want to answer. Basically, kind of go good or light side or light or dark side, and kind of make your own path. Kind of, it's really cool. It's definitely old though.
I love how we started talking about the new Star Wars game,
and we instantly go to the back
old
ones.
Well, part of that too is it's been out for a few weeks, but online I've not seen anybody post about having it, anybody post about playing it. And there's people we know that have it already. I'm sure a lot of people are waiting to get it for Christmas.
Mm-hmm, probably.
But at the same time, I'm still even just people on video game forums and stuff that I'm a part of, I've not seen much of anything about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the only thing I can think of is people don't want to spoil it, or I've only seen a few.
Well, I feel like that's not something we really have to worry about with video games, though, is because people don't really spoil the game as much because it's hey, I got this. It's a great game.
This happens at the end.
I've never seen that. I've
Right.
never seen that for a video game because obviously you see that for movies and TV shows because those are more universal than video games are.
I found the one I was looking at, Shadows of the Empire, and Nintendo 64.
Oh my god, I love that game.
That one was so good, and
I played that game all
I was
the
wondering
time.
what he was doing.
I know. I was like, God, what was all
and
quiet
the
about
other
it?
one that was I played a lot was Star Wars Rogue Squadron.
Yes,
Is that the one that was on PlayStation?
No, these were both on Nintendo 64.
Yeah, I mentioned Rogue Squadron in my Mandalorian.
Yes.
Because I had one game on PlayStation where you were I remember there's one level you were flying one of those. What is it? A T-wing? It looks like
X-wing?
a T. No, it looks like a T. It's sideways like this, and then when you go into battle mode, it goes horizontal, and wings come out, and it looks like a lowercase T.
Sounds like one of the like bombers or something.
Yeah, because you're
can't remember.
You're
what it's
in that
called,
in space on one level fighting TIE fighters, and then like another level you're in an X-wing fighting them. Then you're in a Y, like is it a Y wing? Is there a Y wing?
There's a Y-wing. Yeah, that's a bomber.
Yeah, so then you're in one of those, and then there's another level you're flying through like a cave that has a bunch of like tubes and stuff, metal, because it's like also a base that you're in the Millennium Falcon and you're flying through this planet. And I don't remember what it was, but I used to play that all the time on the original PlayStation.
Okay.
I know Jedi Starfighter was a good game.
I don't even remember.
If I said the name, would you know?
Maybe. I'd probably have to see it. I mean, I haven't played it in... God, I was probably...
Remember what year it came out, roughly?
No, I mean, I was young. I was still in elementary school, I think, when it came out.
Jedi Knight series?
No.
It came out PlayStation in 95. Maybe it might be because that's a computer.
No, I don't remember. I know I had the Phantom Menace game. That's not the one I'm talking... That's obviously not the one I'm talking about. Yeah, I have no idea. I'd have to go
Star Wars Starfighter 2001, PlayStation 2.
God, I honestly can't tell. I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
But I used to play it all the time.
Okay.
And that was the game I always went to.
I bet it was Starfighter because it shows a couple different levels with a few different ships.
Let me see. No.
Okay.
No, that wasn't it.
I'm not sure then.
No, I'd have to look more into it. I can look it up and then maybe talk about and kind of do a callback to this later.
Yeah.
But because I have no idea. But I used to play it all the time.
Yeah, there were some Star Wars games I played, like those two, and then I saw another one, that Racers, where you had the pods.
Pod racing, yeah.
I remember that.
I played the heck out of that game.
Yeah, dude, I was so addicted to that.
Oh, I got a good story about that.
Yeah,
actually.
isn't that when right when episode 1 came out, 99 or whatever?
Yeah. I think it came out in conjunction with.
Because that's when you first saw pod racing and everything with little Anakin and everything.
Yeah. I think you're right.
That was a great game. I used to play that all the time. It came out in 2002.
Okay.
So in
Rebel Assault 2.
Okay.
That's what it was. It was Rebel Assault 2.
Gotcha.
We've been poking I found it.
Where is it? We're all sitting here scrambling, looking it up. Where is it at?
God. All right.
Okay, so I got a story real quick this is just kind of a fun story. For the racing game, for the pod racing game. Remember, shout out to actually Nerd Kingdom member, Drew Wilson.
Yeah.
I still call him Andrew. Sorry, I just can't help it.
I've
Andrew.
never called him Andrew.
So, me and him, when I used to go over to his house all the time, and his mom would babysit me, or I just on the weekends I'd go over there and hang out, and we used to play this game all the time. We would play the racing game, and there's this is so funny. Sorry, Andrew, I'm calling you out on this one, but it was a great time. We played the game, and we would race, and after the first. What was that?
I tried to cover a burp up and ended up making myself cough.
But I think in the game, after the first lap, you are able to get boost throughout the rest of the game, build it up or whatever. Yeah. And me and him would go back and forth. He'd win, I'd win. We'd get mad. We were kids. We didn't know any better. We were just having fun and getting pissed at each other. But there was one time we're like, all right, we're gonna do one race, 3 laps, boot to Eve, the original track. And no boost the whole race. I don't care if you have it. We're not using any boost. Straight up race. He's probably going to hate me for telling this story, but we got to the 3rd lap, no boost. None of us have used it, and we're going, and we're literally probably, I don't know, probably 10 to 20 seconds away from the finish line, and he's losing, and he gets mad and decides to use boost, and he crashes because of it. And I was like, should I use boost just because he did? Should I use boost just because he did? And I didn't, and I just stuck it out. I'm like, no, I'm just going to play by the rules and just do it. And I ended up winning. But dude, it was the coolest freaking thing because it was just we were so head to head on it. Yeah, both of us were so we had that competitive drive going, and we were just so mad at each other, but we loved it all at the same time. awesome childhood memory for me.
That's
like
funny.
I loved it, every second of it. I hope he hopefully he's listening to this and he hears it. It's like, yeah, I remember that.
That's funny.
But yeah, call it to him. Thanks, dude, for everything. But yeah.
So another game I'm really excited about. So I don't have Xbox. I think it's just a Microsoft or a PC game. Have you ever played Ori?
Yes.
The independent,
it's on,
like-
it's on
No.
Xbox.
Yeah, it's on Xbox. It's an independent game. It's a small game, but
It's different.
It's huge.
ORI?
Yeah, ORI.
No, I've never.
It literally, it's just like a little character, and it's a really dark world, and
Yeah.
he's like a little light. And and
Oh, I've heard of this. I've never played
it's
it, but I've
very
heard
like
of it.
2D-esque,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
kind of game.
I got
but
it
looks
with-
3D,
Yeah.
but I played the first one when I had an Xbox. It was great, and it kind of makes me want to get an Xbox, or like I'm coming to Jeremy's house
Just
just
to complain.
So is
play
so is there another one coming out?
next year sometime.
Oh, nice.
Did you get it with the bundle?
Yes.
So did I.
Yeah.
I think I had. When I
That's
got
when
my
independent,
Xbox,
like
yeah.
small games, like those independent
Yeah,
games,
you had
were
to buy
huge.
multiple.
Like
Yeah.
they were skyrocketing because of like people were liking these like little small games
Right.
that didn't want to spend like $60, $70 on a game.
Right.
You know?
Interesting.
It was a pretty interesting game. I didn't finish it because I just didn't have the time to sit down and play it. But it was like I did start it and I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it was cool.
Well, I've got actually 4 games that I'm excited about. One of them I can never play because it's a PlayStation
Sorry.
game.
Go ahead.
The Last of Us 2.
Yeah, you can come over and play that, dude. I'll probably buy that literally because
See, I've never played the first one. I'm excited for this because I watched a playthrough
Yeah.
of the first one, and it even as watching
watching it?
just watching it on YouTube, I was so encompassed.
have you played the first one?
No,
You just said that.
I just
didn't you?
yeah.
Okay, sorry.
I was so drawn into the story
Yeah,
of the first one,
it's
just
great.
watching it on YouTube.
Bob, yeah.
Like I am so excited about it. It comes out in May.
Yeah, it's
And
great.
I'm so excited for
and
it.
The person that's the main character, the woman, the girl,
The Ellie.
yeah,
Is that her
Ellie,
name? Ellie.
She is a character. Well, she plays in Critical Role for the D&D for
Nice.
all you critters
the
out
voice?
there. The voice. She's the voice actor for that. So
Okay.
she's in Critical
I
Role.
didn't know that, but
Mhm.
that's
That's
a
awesome.
cool little
Yeah.
fun fact.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've
Bob always talks about it at work and stuff, and he's like he's a big person into that. Like, he's big into that game.
Never
isn't
would
he?
have known that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, and it
We
intrigues
talked
me
about it
because
a
he
lot.
talks about it so
Yeah.
much.
See, like I've talked about stuff with him before.
It's
but
a
I've-
choice-making game,
I've
too.
but I've
Okay.
never talked video games with him. But yeah, I'm excited for that just because I'm excited to watch a playthrough of it. Like I kind of want to get a PlayStation just to play the Last of Us series.
Yeah, for sure. That's what sucks too, because I'm really superstitious. I feel like E3 next year, which we could talk about later, but just a superstition that both consoles are going to get revamped next year. I
Well,
have
there's
that
a
huge
Xbox
fear.
Scarlet.
Xbox 5 has already been
Yeah,
rumored.
it's the
Same
Scarlet.
with
I think it's a-
PlayStation.
I think it's a
Yeah.
Scarlet.
No, there's I don't think it's Scarlet is another version of that one. I think
Oh, I don't know.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
'cause what I heard-
everything
what I
I've
thought it
read, I
was
think
is
it's
they weren't. As far as I heard, I haven't heard anything about like an Xbox 5. It was just the Xbox like Scarlet. Or
well.
whatever,
I
and it
say
was, like, a
5
new-
because it'd be the fifth.
yeah,
the
right.
fifth version.
But that's what I think. That's what it was called. Going to be
gen.
called was the Scarlet. Was
Okay,
was
so-
the name, I guess. And
okay.
it's going to be like
because I know they've been talking about a PlayStation 5 too.
Yes, and they've
Yeah.
skipped. I think E3 2 years now, or 2 years in a row. I do believe.
Console wise, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Well, they didn't have anything in E3 last year.
But no.
They didn't speculate at all.
Gotcha.
They
No
did not
games, no
even-
nothing.
Sony didn't even
Xbox did. That's
Yeah,
when they announced the
Microsoft,
Scarlet
yes.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Microsoft. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying.
So maybe that's where I'm getting confused.
because
then.
usually
Probably.
when PS4 was announced, they did not come the year before.
Gotcha.
So I'm thinking,
Okay.
you know,
This year's going to be that big. release.
So maybe
when
I
is
can get
E3?
a-
When is the?
it's June or May or June.
It's like early summer.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
early summer.
Okay.
So maybe I'll be able to get a PS3 or PS4 dirt cheap then.
Yeah, I'll just give you mine.
Okay.
So I got.
That's
Will-
fine.
Will-
I'll do that. I'll take
That's what I
the.
got.
If you got The Last of Us, I'll take that too.
Yeah, taking donations.
But,
Nerd Kingdom, what's up?
the other 3 games I'm excited about: Doom Eternal,
Oh, Doom.
the
yeah.
next
Yeah.
Doom game
Dude,
that comes
Doom
out in
is-
March.
Doom is so good.
That's the
because-
first game that actually like scare the piss out
The
of me.
original Doom.
Is
Yeah,
it-
on
is
the
it-
PC.
Isn't that the one with like the heavy metal riffs too? Like it's like
I can't remember.
I think so. Yeah. The original one.
Yeah. And like all of them have it. Like I remember when they we're going back to E3 again when they announced the remake of Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And literally he had that dude with like a 6-string guitar and he was just like
So,
ripping
so a
it.
guitar.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's at least, I didn't know. I'm not an instrument guy, so
Just click to what he
Yeah.
said. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
it may be a 7-string.
There is.
There
There's
is.
a 7-string. There's an 8-string, a 9-string,
12-string.
but
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I just was trying to say something special, like I
Very
knew
good.
I was talking.
regular
about.
guitar is 6 strings, and then you got basses 4, and they have a 5, 6. And I
Well,
think there's a 7-string.
I need to read. Thank you.
There you go.
Proving
But,
me wrong. But anyway, I remember that, and that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, No, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I used to play that. That was one of the first games that me and my dad played on the PC together.
Yeah.
Was the original Doom, and it scared the shit out of me.
The monsters coming out of nowhere and stuff.
Because then that's part of the reason I got into Resident Evil was because of the Doom games.
Yes. And then, I don't know if that's next year or not, but they're remaking
Resident Evil 3 is rumored. They haven't announced it yet.
Okay.
But it's being heavily hinted at and heavily rumored that Resident Evil 3 remake is going to be next year, and that'll probably be an E3 announcement. And when that happens, I'm dropping the money because you cannot go wrong with Nemesis.
Yeah. Well, I still haven't played 2 yet, and once I get the place up and running, I'm sitting down and lights are off. I'm going full experience, even though I hate it.
This just cracks me up. He hates everything scary, but he's
Resident
Evil.
I know,
Dude,
right?
I love it, dude. I grew up just loving it.
How did you get through those games?
I didn't. It took me I played in the day.
He's the guy that's playing Resident Evil at noon on a Saturday with every light on.
And every
right
window
after
open.
cartoons were done, I'm playing Resident Evil.
Then he would watch Disney Channel afterwards.
He would make sure he stopped it.
Just so I could get,
stop playing
get my heart to stop racing.
He would stop playing by 3 p.m. so he could turn on something happy.
Yeah. See, I was that kid.
bedtime.
I'd be playing at 2 a.m. with the lights out in my bedroom, and I would scream and flip backward in my chair, and my dad would come in the room like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like, zombie jumped out at me.
Yeah. Dude, in the old school gaming where it was like you had to know how to control the turns and stuff, and then when you go into that door, it goes, and then it's like, what's out there? And then there's a freaking dude hanging off, and he's like, get your tongue, and then you're like, I don't know how to ride because I'm freaking out. It's like, get your tongue. Yeah, the tongue comes out at you. But yeah.
Well,
what's your other games, Brandon?
the other one, I'm gonna skip over this one and go back to it because it's gonna be a big talking point. But Doom comes out in March. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot comes out January.
Mm-hmm.
Video game.
Please tell me it has a story.
There is a story, and I think it's like a retelling of the actual sagas. The trailer I saw, you're fighting Nappa, you're fighting Vegeta, like Gorilla Vegeta.
It's got to be something different.
You're fighting Frieza on Namek. Like obviously
it's got to be something different than what they've already done.
See, I honestly think it's just you're playing the series.
Okay.
But I'm excited. But it looks
because I know like
awesome.
when you go back to like Dragon Ball Z Budokai like 1, 2, and 3,
it's not a fighting game.
Okay.
But it's
Dragon Ball Z not be a fighting game. What?
Well, no.
I know.
It's not a fighting game in the sense like Mortal Kombat, where Budokai was very much like Mortal Kombat, where it's you versus a person.
Right.
This is like a story where you're playing as Goku and you're going through. You're fighting. I don't know if you fight Raditz or not. I haven't seen him in the trailer, but I know you fight Nappa and Vegeta on Earth, and then I know you fight Frieza because it shows Vegeta get killed by Frieza on Namek.
Huh. Okay.
And then Vegeta says something like Kakarot kill Frieza or something like that, and then it shows like Frieza shoot his laser from his finger through Vegeta's chest.
Okay.
So I'm excited for that just because I love Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Side note, Disney is rumored to be putting together a live action Dragon Ball Z.
Please be good.
So we'll touch on that another time.
Yeah.
But so I'm excited for that. That comes out January 16th of 2020. So it's going to be one of the first major releases, at least for me. But then the big one comes out around the holidays of next year. I couldn't find an actual date. Halo Infinite.
Oh yeah, gosh, duh.
Halo
I forgot
Infinite.
that was next year because it's literally a year from now. Yeah, that is my top game for next year.
I just want to
no, hands down. Sorry.
I just want to see where
there's another one in argument that I really want to play too.
Have you seen the trailer for it? Looks so good.
The teaser.
Yeah, it's the teaser.
Teaser. Shut up.
The cheeser.
I just want to see where the last story left off because Halo was it Guardians was 5, right?
Yeah, Halo 5
was that Guardian?
They had the Guardians in it.
Wasn't that? But there's 5 of them out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
but that left off was such a. I have never been so mad at a way a game ended because I was not ready to stop playing.
Right.
Yeah,
but
I've never been so mad.
It's such a good storyline. I mean, everything.
It really is.
All
of it.
about
Like,
it.
it's
Yeah,
so good.
great.
I mean, and plus they're saying like you're only gonna play as Master Chief in this one, which I enjoyed having 2 teams to play as in Guardians.
Yeah.
But I only care about the Master Chief.
Yeah, I loved that part of it, but I wish there was more of Master Chief's.
See, I think it would have worked better if you could have played. If there was 2 different campaign modes, you could have just done the Master Chief story, and you could have just done the people.
That would have
following
easily doubled the time of the campaign.
Yeah, I would have much rather if that have been Halo 5. But I am so excited and happy that they're going back to just Master Chief, and I'm excited to see the ending of this saga.
Is it
or this
is it going to be
trilogy.
like the?
I know. Well, obviously it's Halo 6, so it's going to probably end this 3-game trilogy story. Because Halo 4
Halo
kind of
3
set
was
up
kinda
5.
like the- yeah.
3 kind of ended the first 3.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that makes
And
sense.
then they
blew
redid
up the-
4.
Yeah.
And then they did 5.
Well, they left you hanging on a Halo 3 like
so
he died.
Right,
yeah.
but
So it's kinda like-
But that was the point.
But
like,
that was
exactly.
the point. But
it left
ended
the
that-
it left the opening to possibly
Yes.
do the
Right,
4th
right.
game.
So I wonder
And
how
then
they're going to
do
do it
the
if they're going to
saga.
do something like that this
Yeah,
time.
so I
around.
don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if this is gonna be the last game or if they're gonna. I know there's rumors that they're gonna build kind of like they did with ODST and go and like branch off into other stuff. I would love to see a game where you play as what's his name?
Arbiter?
The Arbiter. I would love to see a game where the Arbiter is the main character and you play as him
What if
from
you
like
did-
where he got into like the Covenant
Yeah,
to the
like do
point
a
where he
game
joined
like
up with
Origins. Yeah.
you could easily make that a 3-game series because it would be cool to have a main series where you're the bad guy and your whole point for the entire game is just messing people up, and then like the second game it's like you're starting to get your turnaround, like maybe that's when you get betrayed.
Maybe that's a good
And
way.
yeah.
Like a good way to where it doesn't have, because I know Infinite's going to have multiplayer like
Oh, yeah.
online play,
Oh, yeah.
but like it could you could get a sublet series like that and just have a story mode where you don't have to
Right,
have
right,
that
exactly.
server base for that
Yeah.
specific fighting.
They can
Where
make
you
it-
could keep Infinite and just keep getting map expansions, pay for that
See,
to
that-
keep going while you're building that.
Well,
that
eventually they're
story.
going to have to because you're only going to be able to take Master Chief so far. Because you got to think in the game he's still a human,
Yeah.
so like he's not going to live forever.
How long has it been between this? 5 and
from-
6, 5 and Infinite,
Or between 1 and 6, really, or I
Well,
guess.
I don't need
Halo.
5 came out in like 2016, didn't it?
Halo
Yeah,
5.
but I can't remember how
Guardians.
many years they said were in between like Halo 3 and Halo 4.
Guardians
like, as far as
came
the
out in
span.
2015,
Yeah.
so it's been
5
4.
years.
It's going to be 5 years when
That's
this comes
awesome.
out.
That's
But,
what
but
I
then in
love
the
about
game,
Halo so
but then in the
much.
game, he could have only aged a year. You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah.
And
it's
you
kinda
know
like-
people still play Halo like all the time.
Oh yeah,
So,
I mean,
I
you
tried
still
playing
have-
the
you
other
still have
day.
world
Like you can tell,
tournaments
I
and-
haven't played in forever because I got destroyed.
Yeah, me and Kenny played the other night.
I
Actually.
know. I played the next day because I saw you guys play it.
But they still have world tournaments and stuff on
Oh, yeah.
like on
yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. Like this game's gonna have that next 5-year moment.
Yeah.
But I really hope it's not Bungie anymore, is it?
343.
Yeah.
343.
Yeah.
I
Bungie
really
does
hope
Destiny
they do like
now.
map expansions to help like keep
Well, they
on-
did. Well, they do that every year.
Do they?
Yeah, because
Okay.
since I got on yesterday and I played on 2 different maps that I had never seen before.
Okay.
And I played the Master Chief Collection yesterday, and I played Halo 5. I played online for both, and I played maps I had never played before.
Yeah.
So like that's something they're still doing. But
Also
No.
to counteract, there's 2 games that I was thinking of too. Unless you had something to finish.
No, I'm
okay.
good.
Okay. Well, I'm a big Keanu Reeves fan.
oh yeah,
Cyberpunk 2077 is coming out.
I've never played it. This isn't the first one.
No, there's
I've never
a
played any
recent
of them.
one. Yeah.
I've never played any of them, but that one looks good.
It looks great, and I'm really excited for it. I don't really play like open world games
Yeah.
a lot,
Okay.
but this seems like one because the fantasy stuff gets boring after a while. Like I loved Witcher, and
Yeah.
what was the other one? Dragon Age.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was huge.
Any of
open
those
world.
games like that.
Yeah, it's like
Elder Scroll or whatever.
Exactly,
Those
yep,
kind of games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited for that, and then. I know we were talking zombie games like Resident Evil, so if that doesn't come out next year, like the remake, Dying Light 2. Have you ever played the first Dying Light?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. So good. So literally you're a dude, like it's like an apocalypse type world, and you're like going out on a venture to help produce this city. And these cities go through like wars and stuff, so like you're trying to do things for other things, but at nighttime, like the creeps come out, the zombies, and like you have to like.
This kind of sounds like
you're
Borderlands.
Kinda, but it's like you're parkouring over things and like trying to climb up and like get away from these like zombies and these certain creatures that you have to run away.
It's
from.
kind of. It
And you
reminds
have to,
me
like,
of.
shut down generators so they don't like have like turn on generators. I'm sorry, to scare them off and stuff like that.
This reminds me of Left 4 Dead, not Borderlands.
Yeah, Left
4 Dead.
Yeah, but they're not like there's not like a crap ton of them.
Yeah.
There's not a crap ton of them just coming at you, and you just constantly
Right.
unload.
Okay.
It's more like it's like it's very like dead town, ghost town.
Gotcha, okay.
Like colonies are being rebuilt and they're using things, and I don't know how the story ends.
So it's kind of like that Will Smith movie. If there were more people.
I
in
Am
it.
Legend?
Yeah, so it's
Yes.
kind of like that, but with if there were more people.
Exactly, kind of.
Okay.
And it's really good.
That'd be fun.
It's
That'd
a
be
really
cool.
good game. Like it's really good, and like the cool thing is too, at night you could play as the zombies and like chase other players and like
that would be
kind
cool.
of like a multiplayer thing, or like you run from them if you were playing the game.
So
you can actually play the game, like you can play your missions, but those guys that like if you have the online turned on, they're coming after you at night if you do missions.
So it's they kind of took
yeah.
the concept of like the Call of Duty zombies, or not Call of Duty zombies, but the Halo zombie. They kind of took that. They kind of took that concept, mixed it with Borderlands and Left 4 Dead, and created a new.
Yeah,
okay,
it's a really good game.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
It kind of reminds me of what's that one where they're like in a mall?
Ooh,
Dawn of the Dead.
No, Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead.
Oh, we're talking video game.
Yeah, video game.
Left 4 Dead.
Left 4.
Because you can grab like anything.
Yeah, like a
And
chainsaw.
I think it's Left 4 Dead.
I was thinking of movies when you said that. I was
it's
like Dawn of the Dead.
Yep. No, I think it's Left 4 Dead. They have like 4 of them or something like that.
Yeah,
It's
I only
kind of
played
that's like-
Left 4 Dead 3 and 4.
That's super unrealistic. Like
It's
tons of
you
zombies.
can grab whatever you want.
You
It's
eat a
weird. It's
cheeseburger,
not.
you
Yeah,
know, like,
it's
who makes
not.
a cheeseburger?
It's definitely not realistic feeling.
No,
Okay.
but this one's like very.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's really good.
Real quick, one thing I just remembered. It's rumored that they're going to be putting out Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remakes.
Yeah, I
actually.
did see
Dude,
that.
I'm so
I really hope
It's
that's
rumored.
true.
good.
There's no real details on it.
Yeah.
Just that they're looking at possibly putting that out next
You
year.
have my vote. Neversoft.
Nope.
I
Yep.
think that's what it
Yeah,
is,
Neversoft,
right?
yep.
You
Yeah.
have my vote.
Yep.
Oh, I'd play
I
it.
used to love watching that.
I used to love watching
it. Like the
Yeah.
just like going in
Oh.
and doing
I used to
things
love
before you
is
play.
it, not Tony Hawk, the other big skateboarder from back in the day.
Ryan
Burt-
Bergquist. Or-
Bergquist, was he a skateboarder or was he a biker?
He was both, but
Oh
he
my
was
gosh.
originally a
I-
skateboarder.
I think he's
They
the one.
all
He's the
moved.
one I would play it. He's
Tony,
the because I never played as Tony Hawk on the game.
Yeah.
There was one other dude I always played as.
I should know this too. I like used to be
Matt
all
Serra?
about no.
No.
Mike,
That was fun too. That BMX.
you used to always
game.
play as him in the game.
Yeah.
I know Mike Valley was a character.
I didn't play
He was
as
the
the
angry
bald
head.
guy.
Oh, dude, he was a
He would go punch
BA,
things,
dude.
yeah.
He was like the angry guy,
Yeah.
man.
Ryan Bergquist, I think it was, right?
Who was that? He was like a. Who
I think it was Burnquist,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
might
He's
be
the other
right.
popular guy.
Yeah, that might be right.
There was a ton of them.
Yeah,
I mean,
I honestly, it's been so long, like I
Yeah,
can't
me-
remember
me
honestly,
and-
but
I know me and my brother went to 16-bit, and he's like, dude, let's go. TPS, like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. And we literally were going against each other, and he beat me.
Nice.
I'm super rusty. But, like, we played it at 16-bit. It was great.
Yeah.
It was
I miss-
so nostalgic.
I miss
Like,
those games, dude.
I was raging
N64 all the way.
well, now that we got that out of the way, move on.
to finish this Christmas.
No, well, the video. There's another thing.
Oh,
The
ooh.
Video Game Awards
Oh,
is
yeah.
coming out. That is December 12th.
Yes.
Oh yes, that's coming up real soon.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk a lot on it. I just want to. There's 29 categories.
Wow.
Like, and some of these categories are like I never would have thought. Like, there's esports host of the year, esports player of the year. Like, there's a game of the year, best action game, best action adventure game, best community support, content creator of the year, esports game of the year, esports player of the year. Like I said, the host. There's all. I didn't realize how big this was.
Oh, yeah. Esports is huge.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
there's only like 4 esports.
I think by
categories.
as
Right,
far
right.
as like
The rest of it
categories
is
for
just-
winning, like
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. There's
well, yeah.
Yeah.
there's 29 different categories.
so you could think one game could win in this category, and the same game could win in another category
Well,
theoretically, right?
Well, yeah, it's just like any award.
Gosh,
show.
that's
But here's the
insane.
thing: I saw some of the games for like that were nominated for different stuff. Like Borderlands 3 came out this year. That wasn't nominated for Game of the Year, but it's in like Best Action Adventure Game of the Year. And I'm just like, I've heard more good things about Borderlands than I have any of these other
Yeah.
games. I've only heard of like 2 of these games that are up for Game of the Year.
Right.
Like, here's the nominees for Game of the Year: Control, never heard of it. Death Stranding.
I told you about
You told
that
me
one.
about that. Resident Evil 2, the remake, got up for it. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, never heard of it. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is up, and then the Outer Worlds, which I looked into that a little.
Very
that,
popular.
That
Yeah,
actually,
it's
a
that actually
Steam-based game.
looks really cool.
That's got. I guarantee that's gonna.
It most likely
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
But those are the nominees for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Because I've even on Nerd Kingdom, I saw some people. We've made a post about it when the nominees came out, and people were kind of like, "This game came out. This game came out. Like this is a terrible list.
Right.
Like this is I mean, obviously we're all these.
It's
people
all
that
about
play.
popularity.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I have no real opinion because I didn't play I didn't buy any new games this year. Not
Yeah,
one.
I bought
Right.
Resident Evil 2.
I was just too busy.
But
Yeah,
I
me
like
either, honestly.
the reason why I like Resident Evil 2 because they made it more puzzle-esque too. Like you really have to put your mind into it. It's not just like a run and gun, like get through it. Like you actually have to go like, oh, I remember this piece. I got to go all the way back to this, and then put it back in to
Right.
get through. You know,
Yeah.
like how Resident Evil 2 was originally, but it's like revamped to make it a little bit more, you know,
Okay.
conflicting with certain puzzles, and that's why I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, cool. Well, real quick, this will help. This will kind of help us move on. Give me your no reasons behind it. Just give me the list.
Top 3.
Top 3 games all time, any platform.
This is really, really hard. I guess
No
you're,
reason.
you're
or
looking like
rhyme,
you
just
already
what is
don't want
it?
to do it, but it was a really hard list for me to think of, and I have a lot of favorite games. So, all right, I'm just gonna. All right, let's do number 3. I'm gonna go with Star Wars Battlefront, the original 1 and 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna count those as the same game
Number
because they're
2.
essentially the same game. So number 3, that's my number 3. Number 2, I'm gonna go with Halo 3. Just go with Halo 3. I like the whole Halo franchise in general, but I'm just gonna stick with Halo 3. All-time favorite, probably Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Okay. It works.
Go ahead, Brandon, because
All right,
I'm still thinking.
yeah.
I was not prepared for this.
Number 3 for me is Resident Evil, the original. Or no, Resident Evil 3. Because
Okay.
I loved playing against Nemesis.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 3 is number 3. 2, I'm just gonna put the whole Halo series because it's just one continuous story.
Yeah.
My favorite game is Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time,
Mhm.
the arcade game, the original arcade game.
Okay.
Those are my top 3.
Yep. All right, Will.
I was not prepared for this. I would definitely say
Is this a top 3 video games? Yeah.
Top 3 video games.
All right. Well, that makes it really hard for Will then.
Yeah, Will's a board gamer.
yeah, it's tough.
Definitely a board gamer.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, while Will's doing this, yep, I'm gonna go ahead. So, if you guys want to check us out, we are also on
my God.
Spotify, iTunes, Podcast Addict, and YouTube. Go check us out there. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Facebook, we are Nerd Kingdom. Also, if you want to send in emails, we can do atnpcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you guys. So, all right, Will, you good now?
Yeah, I'm good.
And then we'll plug that again.
Yeah, we'll plug that again at the end, but just to kind of fill
What you
some
got,
time.
Will? What you
All
got
right.
for us? Number 3.
So number 3 would be Resident Evil. All Resident Evils.
Sounds good.
If you had to pick a favorite, I actually liked 4 the best due to a lot more buying and selling mechanic where you could like piece
Four's
out
the
your
one-
guns.
4's the one where they first started having zombies that had like weapons, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that game scared the crap out of
okay.
me. You're playing as Leon.
Yes.
That's right.
Yep. Exactly.
All right. Number
Yes.
2.
Number 2, I would have to say Medieval. So it was a Sony PlayStation game.
That sounds really familiar.
It's
I've heard of it. I've
you
never
you
played
play in the graveyards and like you're just killing like ghosts and stuff. Granted, I like Halo and all that stuff, but really like the storyline excites me. But it's like it's more like multiplayer for me. I'm
Yeah.
very into the multiplayer like online gaming type of role. So
Okay.
like so that's why they're not in my top 3. But my number 1, very old school game is Streets of Rage 2.
Oh my God,
that's
that's an old one.
It was such a good game, man. And it's like you're on like roller skates and you're going.
Yeah.
See, that reminds me of.
Waikiki.
See, that was a good game, but in that aspect, Road Rash was the game.
Yeah,
I was
Road
more
Rash
into
is
Road
great,
Rash.
too. And that's the thing is like I'm not a big video game
Right,
type of
right.
guy.
So this would be a tough list for you to make.
Yeah, and like I came with it on the fly, and the thing is most of those like Call of Duties, the stories, there's some good ones, but like just the Resident Evil storyline is great
Yeah.
because you go back and forth with Leon and the one chick too, and then Nemesis, learning about Nemesis and everything.
Nice.
And
That's a good list.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it's not bad. It's a little bit more old school, but
you're good.
it's good.
Well, it works. It actually leads us into our next one. I'm excited to hear this one. It's another list, and this is another list that I'm gonna want the Nerd Kingdom to put in. But what are your guys' top? We're gonna do it like we did with the Disney.
Yep.
Top 5 favorite Christmas.
We won't go like too in depth on why, but maybe just kind of
Top 5 favorite Christmas movies.
yeah. Will, you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. Number 5, Adam Sandler, great movie. 8 Crazy Nights. I love 8 Crazy Nights. That's awesome.
Yep.
But yeah, I love Adam Sandler. I think it's a hilarious movie. It's kind of more adult film, but it's good.
All right, Jeremy, number 5.
Let's go with man. That's a tough. You know what? I think I made like a list of a bunch of movies.
Yeah,
that
I've got
it's really
some
it was really
honorable
tough for me to make a real top 5 list, but I'm gonna go ahead and do 8 Crazy Nights as well. That was definitely, it was at the lower end of my list. So I'm a big Adam Sandler fan, and I thought that movie was hilarious. The fact that he did multiple character voices and stuff, he was great. So that's all I gotta say.
Good, Braden. Good things.
Jingle All the Way. Arnold
Oh yeah,
Schwarzenegger.
Arnold. Yes, dude. That's
It's just
great.
so different than anything he's ever done because
Yeah.
he's usually just the. I mean, obviously he did like Kindergarten Cop and stuff,
Right,
stuff
right,
like
right.
that.
Yeah.
But this one is just so funny because he's just like a dad trying to get his kid a toy.
What was the toy's name again?
Oh, I don't know, something.
And Sinbad was in it too, and like
Yeah.
old school Sinbad
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
great. He was hilarious.
But yeah, that's my number 5.
Okay.
My number 4, it's a big argument. Some say it's not a Christmas movie. Some say it is a Christmas movie. Die Hard.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I was trying to look it up when it was released, and
It came out in 1988.
Okay,
Yeah.
do you know what like month?
No.
Okay, because I was hoping it was like November, December.
It
No,
had-
I only found the
Okay.
year.
Okay, so
See, if you're talking, like, I know a lot of people, like, I know it takes, the movie takes place during Christmas,
right.
but it's like the Star Wars trilogy, like some of those lately have been coming out during
Right.
like the Christmas time, and like everyone's looking for it. It's not my top 5 because
July 15th, 1988.
July.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
Christmas in July.
Christmas
No.
in July.
But that's why a
Exactly.
lot of people have been feeling like, oh yeah, Star Wars is a Christmas film because it comes out in Christmas
Yeah.
time.
See, I don't think
you would say Lord of the Rings
No.
and Harry Potter would
See,
be the same thing.
this
Harry
is
Potter, there's Christmas in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like it
Well,
could.
yeah.
If it comes out around
Yeah.
Christmas, I don't think that makes it a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
if
but-
it like Christmas, like if that's like a main time frame or takes place or like it's a
So it's
Christmas
either
movie.
Yeah,
so basically
it was,
the
it was,
yeah.
it was
Christmas
during a holiday
time
party.
was
so-
during the
and,
But
and,
yeah,
and,
just
like
because
Christmas was
Right.
in
Harry Potter.
but
It
it
was.
was like a season.
yeah.
you
they
know.
did all the seasons and all.
So that's
all
why I
that
wouldn't
pretty
say
much,
that
so,
either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think when it came out makes it a Christmas movie. It's the time frame of the movie.
I mean, you could even say Step Brothers because what are you doing Christmas Eve? I'm going to the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, kind of.
But
No,
that's
no, I
more
was just kidding. I know.
seasonal.
It
It
was
was
a
like a
joke.
seasonal thing that happened.
It was a joke.
No, but I'll
No,
do
you're
that.
fine.
What's your number 4, Jeremy?
Number 4, I'm gonna go with. Let's see. I just kind of have my list, and I'm just kind of picking. Let's go with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the original, like the from back in the day.
Okay.
It's the one like now
I love
I
how we just said.
Claymation.
yeah
Okay.
I wouldn't watch that now necessarily, but I know like growing
can't
up
stand any of those
growing up
movies.
as a kid, like I loved watching that. But
Hermie.
or like Frosty the Snowman, like that one kind of goes along with it, sort of.
Yeah.
Like the older versions, but yeah, that's it. There's nothing special about them except
Number
for
4.
yeah.
Bad Santa.
Yeah,
I hate that
I
movie.
thought about putting that
I
on there,
think that
but
movie is
So
hilarious.
garbage.
God, I
That
think
is
it's
a trashy
hilarious.
movie.
It's trash,
no-
but it's funny.
No,
Like,
it's not even funny. Like I literally had this argument with my girlfriend, like not but yesterday. I said because they're like, ooh, bad Santa. I'm like, no, it's because it is bad and it deals with Santa. It sucks. I do like that's the one movie I truly do not like as a Christmas movie. I don't know.
I think it's
I get it. I do.
I get
understand
why
it,
you
yeah.
don't like it,
Yeah.
but see, I don't like I've made it clear that I don't like traditional Christmas stuff.
Right.
And I can't stand traditional Christmas movies. And this one, because it's such a play on something so timeless and something so pure, and it's just like, we're going to wreck it. And I'm like, this is great.
All right, well,
But no, I love that one.
All right, going to number 3.
number 3.
Will Ferrell, Zoe Deschanel, Elf.
Will Ferrell's a terrible actor.
No,
No,
it's not.
it depends on the movie. Come
I
on.
can't stand anything he's in where he's a main character.
Depends on the movies.
Anchorman.
Never seen Anchorman.
You like,
Okay.
Didn't you like
Okay.
Step Brothers?
It was all right, but if
dude, I love
people say
Step
they want to
Brothers.
watch it, I'm going to be that guy like, let's watch something
Couch
else.
pillows?
I can't stand Will
Yeah,
Ferrell.
check the oven.
So.
Couch
That's
pillows.
right. Yeah.
All right, my number 3.
Yeah.
Let's go with. I'll go with Elf too. I'll go with Elf too.
Man, we have similar.
Well, yeah,
numbers.
there was one that was like these two that I had. My number 2 and number 3 are like basically the same. I
Okay.
could have intertwined. It doesn't
Okay.
matter. So I'll go with Elf too.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
That's probably his number one.
It's not actually because I said it in Disney, but it's a top Disney film. But like as a Christmas film, like
because doesn't it have incorporate other holidays too, kind of.
not really, just
Halloween.
Halloween and Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, but he does like when
But
he
the main
goes through
focus
the-
is Christmas
yeah.
because Halloween's already happened.
Like
Okay.
literally,
Right.
he could like if Jack wanted to like start mind blowing. I mean, he got to have an opportunity. He could went to Easter. He could have went to
Yeah,
Right,
but
right,
it
right.
and
wasn't
he
Christmas.
went
Okay.
to he went to Christmas. He wanted something different.
Yeah.
But that's awesome.
Number 2, Will.
Well, I mean, if it's not on anybody's list, I'm shocked. But Home Alone, all the Home Alones.
It's not on mine.
No.
It's in honorable mentions.
Okay.
I've got some honorable mentions I want to put out.
I don't like
this.
3 as much. Like
3 and 4 weren't that good.
Number 1 and 2 are
yeah,
like,
and I could see.
Yeah. Well, by that time, Macaulay Culkin was on his his drug
whatever
kick
he was doing,
his downward spiral.
Yeah.
My number 2, I'm gonna go with the Grinch and the Jim Carrey Grinch.
Okay.
So
Specifically,
I mean, I do love the original Grinch a lot, but I do think Jim Carrey had a lot to bring to the table, and that was a perfect character for him to play because he's freaking ridiculous. So I thought he did great, and I watched a little clip of it the other day because I was trying to figure out what do I want to put in my top 5, and I just watched a little clip of it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, he made me laugh. It's got to be in my top 5.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
Brandon,
Gremlins.
Is it Christmas based?
Yeah, the whole movie is
it's off a holiday party and
no. His dad brings him Gizmo as a Christmas gift.
Yeah.
As a Christmas gift.
Christmas
gift.
Christmas.
Yeah. Christmas gift. My bad. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble talking.
Gizmo, Gremlins,
But
Christmas.
It takes part in around at Christmas time.
Okay.
Gremlins.
I didn't know. I mean, I haven't seen those movies in so long, but I heard they were wanting to do remakes of those too.
I did too. I'm not sure if it's for real,
doing
but
a third one.
Okay.
I heard both, but I don't know what they're doing yet.
Okay.
Are we doing a drum roll?
We can do a drum roll. Yeah, sure.
All right.
Number 1, Will.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I don't think I've ever seen the whole thing.
Oh my gosh, dude, I love it. It's so good. There was a friend of mine back in high school. They had a family tradition that they would see that on the week of Christmas every year. And shockingly, it was weird that I would hang out with her, and we would hang out and watch. I would watch that with her family, and we would decorate cookies and stuff. But it got to me where it's now been one of my truly favorite Christmas movies of all time.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Mine is Home Alone.
Okay.
I used to watch it all the time as growing up, and it was great. I just loved it was just a great movie. No one can ever argue on it. Besides 1 and 2 at least.
Yeah.
Once it goes past that, maybe, but definitely
Biff's
1 and 2.
girlfriend. Woof.
Who ordered a plain cheese? I'm going to give you to the count of 10. I don't know. It was just a great movie for me. So,
Die Hard's number 1 for me.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's a great movie.
It's great movie. Obviously, I've said it 3 or 4 times already. I'm not a traditional Christmas person.
right.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer stuff like this that actually captures my attention.
Right.
And Die Hard is one of those movies that it's fun to watch.
Right.
And for me, that's my favorite one. Partly, I think part of the reason I loved it so much growing up is so many people threw a fit that it was considered a Christmas movie. I'm like, you know what? Screw you. I'm gonna go watch it just to spite you.
Yeah.
Right.
And now it's easily.
I mean, even if you think Home Alone,
I watch it every year.
Home Alone, it's not even so much a Christmas movie. It just happens during Christmas. The whole movie is him being at his house.
That's how a lot of these.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not even.
That's how a lot of Christmas movies are. They're not necessarily about Christmas or anything.
Right.
It takes place during Christmas.
Yeah,
I think 3 of mine were Christmas based, and the other 2 weren't. It's I mean, National Lampoon's it's all about family,
right.
And you're seeing your in-laws and trying to do the lights, and everything goes wrong. 8 Crazy Nights has some spiritual base.
Even it's a Hanukkah type thing, but it's still.
Yeah. But it's still
it's overall.
Yeah. It's a different way of Christmas that people celebrate. Right. So
I got a few I want to mention that are just really good.
Go
I got
for it.
Home Alone 1 and 2 are both honorable mentions for me.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't make the list, but they're good movies.
Yeah.
Jack Frost.
Yeah.
The
Which
original-
one?
The scary one.
Yes, I was hoping you would say
The
that.
scary one.
I knew you would say that. I used to be terrified watching that as a kid.
That
but
one.
It was
And
good.
then Black Christmas, the original one. It's considered the first slasher film. But this is a fun fact. I wanted to mention it. 1, I like the movie. 2, the guy that directed it is also the same director as A Christmas Story.
Oh, nice.
2 vastly different Christmas stories.
Yeah.
Right.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
But those are, for me,
Yep.
and then you got Silent Night, Deadly Night, which
Yeah.
I want to see that mainly because Ice Nine Kills has a Christmas song based off of that.
Yeah.
Like my favorite Christmas song is by them called Merry Xmas.
Yeah.
It's about that movie.
Yeah. Christmas Vacation, and God, what was the other one? What did you say?
Mm-hmm.
What did you say? One of your that you just
Jack
said.
Frost and Home Alone.
No, there's another one that you just said after that.
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
No, it was before that.
Black Christmas.
Never mind.
Edward Scissorhands.
Oh yeah, that was another. That's another one I was thinking.
That's another one on my list that didn't make my top 5.
Yeah, and that's a good Tim Burton film as well.
Yeah, Christmas Vacation. I think Christmas with the Cranks was okay. I liked Tim Allen. I liked Tim Allen, so I thought it was.
I mean,
okay.
he's in one of my honorable mentions, but it's
Yeah.
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or wait,
those are-
Christmas with the Cranks. Maybe I was thinking Santa Claus. Is he in Christmas
Yeah.
with the Cranks
Yeah,
as
he's
well?
in both.
Because
You had me second
It's
guess
old.
myself there.
It's old Tool Time or Home
Yeah.
Improvement.
Okay,
It
yeah.
brings them
Yeah,
both
'cause-
back.
what's her name? She's in Halloween. Because isn't she the
Yeah,
mom?
she's the mom.
Yeah.
It's
No.
no, she's not. It's
I'm
two
thinking of
different
it.
women.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a different movie.
Yeah.
No, but no, that's those are our lists. But I mean, I think they're good lists. Obviously, I went a completely different route for.
Yeah. It's good to have a minority in the group, Brandon.
I'm sorry, I
You
don't.
don't have to be sorry. I love
Well, I
there's
kind of do.
different
I feel
people.
like I do have
Right.
to be sorry
There's
because
gonna
every
be-
time I ever
No.
bring it up that I think that I don't care for Christmas, I get attacked. Like people don't like the fact that
See,
you
it's just-
don't
it's
like
just-
I mean,
It's
Nerd
people-
Kingdom will probably come after you too.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
that's
fine,
it's just
and
people's
then,
views.
and I'll
It's people's
stand by it.
opinion.
Like, I
Right.
don't-
Everyone's allowed to have their own opinion
Right.
and feelings
care.
and
I
stuff.
have my
Right.
reasons for not
Right,
caring. For
I know.
Christmas.
Right.
You like Halloween? We got you.
Well, it's
Yeah,
not- it has nothing to do with
Halloween
that
1,
either.
Halloween 2,
No,
Halloween
I have
3.
my own personal reasons for not caring
Right.
for Christmas.
I understand. We understand. We're
No, we
just
get it.
we're
But,
just joking with you.
But I mean, we've got a few more things that I know you guys wanted to talk about before we wrap this up.
All right, so I'll make this a quick announcement. I know our LCS Rocket League, if any of you guys are into Rocket League like I am, I know not many people, like some people like the game. There's not many people that I know that actually enjoy watching the Rocket League World Championship Series every year. But that is coming December 13th, I believe, that weekend. Yeah, it's in Madrid, and it's December 13th through the 15th. My team, as far as I know, Cloud9 is not in it. They did really, really bad, apparently. But I know NRG is another North American team that I'm like. Cloud9, NRG are my top 2 teams for the North American because I'm going to root for North American teams. But those are my top 2 teams, and NRG is looking at the top of the list right now, so I'm going to root for them all the way. But that's anybody else into Rocket League World Championship Series, let me know. I will definitely talk to you about it. But yeah.
I know, Will, you had something you wanted to talk
Yeah,
about.
I'm really excited. I've been waiting a whole year for it. It finally came a few days ago, and it's the Kickstarter I backed called Tainted Grail, and it's based off of King Arthurian times in Camelot, where some force or monsters come through, and like the big heroes of Camelot, if you know the story, some like Merlin, all those characters try to fight these and they disappear, and all these regular type of people are the last chance to try to figure out how to fight these and like keep Camelot away from this entity. So I'm really excited about that. It's a scenario based game. It's a campaign game, so kind of like D&D, but in a board game aspect
I'm
to
excited
it.
to play it with you.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I've heard you talk about it for over a year.
Yeah, it's been nuts. So
excited.
I definitely did the 2 waves. So I got the first part now. I'll probably get the playmat and stuff, all the money I spent on it.
Yeah.
Luckily, I was single at the time, so I didn't get yelled at. But but other than that, really excited for that. I also want to know if like any of you gamers out there, or even what do you back on Kickstarter? I know Kickstarter is a huge like funding group. If you're a Critter or Critical Role, I know they did like an animation series that's about to come on that they just signed with Amazon. So I'm really excited about that. So there's going to be multiple seasons now, but let me know what you back. I know I have a couple friends that back straws because they're environmentally safe, and you don't have to keep throwing away straws. So yeah, that's about me. But do we have an email that we wanted to talk about, or do we
give shout outs right now?
Anything?
Yeah, we got some Shelby. I for the life of me don't know her last name.
Well, I don't know Shelby's last name either.
We mentioned her before.
Yeah.
She's the one that she's been doing the art for us. She gave us her top 5 for Disney.
Was it her or Adam?
No, Adam emailed us.
Okay, Adam.
Shelby's the one. She commented on our YouTube channel.
Okay.
With her top 5, and then Kevin Robbins gave us his top 5.
Yeah.
So like all three
proved me wrong.
Yeah,
Little Giants.
Yeah, Little Giants is not a Disney movie.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I even questioned that in the last one. Like, that's Disney.
Yeah.
But no, all three of them, they different avenues to get a hold of us. Adam sent us an email, which we're glad that that's finally been used. Email, YouTube, Facebook. Those 3 especially.
Keep them coming.
Yeah,
especially
we want to hear you.
Like on email, send us your talk. Give us or whatever, like what you're into, how you came to be into what you're into. Like
like if you're into Lord of the Rings, what if that's something that takes a big impact in your life. If it's Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, TMNT, board games, card games, whatever it is. If you guys, whatever you're, whatever you're big into and you are really into it and love it, like contact us, email us if you want your story to be heard. Just tell us your story and we'll read it on the podcast for others to enjoy and hear how hear about it. So we love to hear that kind of stuff. We love to hear how our fans have got into what they're into, and it helps us learn too. Say you're into something that we don't know about, like that gives us the opportunity to learn more about you as a person and more about what you're into, something we might not know about.
Yeah, and that's something we really want to do. And like the email is atnpcast@gmail.com. So I mean, it's on Nerd Kingdom. If you want to tweet at us on Twitter, like if you want to tweet at us to talk to us there, that works. Instagram, Facebook. Obviously, where to find our episodes on Spotify, YouTube, Podcast Addict, iTunes, Apple Podcast. But I mean, I guess that takes us to the last thing I know Jeremy wanted to talk about.
Real
quick predictions for Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, real quick prediction on Rise of Skywalker. By the time this comes out, the movie will be coming out like the week following. So I guess do you guys have your predictions at all, or roughly?
I mean, I don't have much other than Luke's coming back. Luke's not dead.
I think Rey's gonna end up being Palpatine's daughter.
You think so? How?
Because of the dark Rey.
Okay.
That's all I got. I don't.
Okay.
I haven't looked into it enough. Like I said, I don't know when or if I'm going
to
see it.
Because there's that's a good. I know that's been talked about, like people with Palpatine,
we don't
like
know
manipulating.
Who our real parents are, so.
Right. They're in the comics.
And he's a Sith, so the Jedi you can't have kids rule doesn't apply to him.
Right. No, exactly. But then again, there's another thing where it's rumor that Palpatine was the one who manipulated the midichlorians in Shmi to create Anakin. So possibly could have done that with Rey.
Yeah.
So that's another thing.
So I don't know.
The whole clone thing, that's all out there too. I'm not going to get into the Mandalorian, but my prediction really honestly is that I honestly think I want to say the Dark Rey vision is a vision. The whole Dark Rey thing is a vision, but if I really want it to be this way, I want it to be Dark Rey as a clone that Palpatine made from Rey's DNA or others' DNA. I'm not going to say right now because it could spoil other things. And good Rey has to face Dark Rey, some way, shape, or form, maybe. That's what I'm hoping for. I really do think it's just a vision, but I really hope that would be really cool. Like if Palpatine was able to create clones, because he had cloning facilities on Jakku after Return of the Jedi. Like this is after, like, there was cloning facilities on Jakku. That where Rey was left at. So I'm really thinking that somehow those got utilized and Rey got left there. Maybe Rey was a clone and Palpatine took that when he left. Maybe Palpatine was the one who left Rey on Jakku. Okay. I don't know. Maybe. Okay. But overall, I do think it'll be the end of Palpatine, and I don't know. Maybe Rey is a Skywalker somehow. I don't really. It's really hard to say. There's
I
just
think she's evil.
out of everything that I've seen, all the TV slots, the trailers, they have really mixed it up to where you really just don't know what is going to happen exactly. So, and that's what I love about it. I think so. But hopefully you guys got your tickets and enjoy The Rise of Skywalker. After I see it, whenever I have not got my tickets surprisingly yet, but after I see it, I can't wait to talk about it. So, with that said, is that pretty much all we got?
Else.
I'm good.
You guys have a good.
All right.
Have a good couple weeks. We'll see you here soon.
Yes.
Nerd out.
Nerd out.
Nerd out.
Later.